be here with all of you beautiful people for Project 1 Million in 1 year, the pre-training. And today is going to absolutely blow you guys away because we have completely change the program. We are going in deep straight away from the get-go. So if you guys are ready to get some fabulous results, comment below and say results in the chat box, because I do want to make sure that I'm here with the right crowd. If I'm not mistaken, you guys are here because you want to make 1 million in 1 year. Is that correct? If that is the case, give a little wave, give a little smile. All right, very, very good. And also, I'm looking at a lot of beautiful faces. Some of your faces I know, some of your faces I do not know. So let me know in the chat box where you guys are tuning in from, because this event is all about you guys. And I really, really want to make sure to make it as interactive as possible, to truly make sure that you are not just going to learn something, but you guys are actually going to create results. Now, who's with me on that one? If you want to create results, raise your hand nice and high. Say, yes, I'm here for results. All right, good. Now, once again, I just want to say welcome, everybody. I am so excited. Our team have been absolutely preparing ourselves for this event, because this is the one moment in the month that is really lighting us up, besides a lot of other things that light us up as well. But the most important thing is that I know that you guys are going to walk away from this event a changed man or woman. And that makes me excited. Who else is excited about that? And I'm not talking about you're going to change your good characteristics. You should stay the incredible person that you are, obviously. But what you are going to change is the way how you think, the way how you believe in what is possible for you. You're going to change the way how you do things. You're going to change the way how you're making an impact. You're going to change the way how you are going to generate wealth. Now, who's on board for that? Raise your hand nice and high if that is you. You're here to create wealth. Comment below and say wealth. So let's have a look at where people are from. We have Morocco in the house. Nice. We have Dubai. We have Portugal. We have Hong Kong. We have Nottingham. We have UAE, Hungary, Slovenia, Athens, Greece. We have Czechia. We have UK, USA. Awesome. So many people from all around the world. I'm personally tuning in from planet Mars. Yes, we have that technology, and it is so nice. I come in peace. Alien over here. But without any further ado, I also want to quickly let you guys know, because I know that there are a couple of new folks on here, so big hoo-ha hoo for our marketing team. My name is Tjibaria, and I am the co-founder of Project 1 Million. Oh, actually, I said that wrong. I'm the co-founder. I don't even know the name of my own company. Oh, my goodness. I'm the co-founder of Freedom Lifestyle Creators. And over the last almost 10 years, we have been able to create not one, but two multi-million-dollar businesses. And I'm not saying this to you guys. By the way, here's the results. The 2 Comma Club awards that you only get for making $1 million. But I'm not sharing these things to brag to you guys. But I'm sharing these things to you because I actually didn't know anything about business when I started. As a matter of fact, I was a scientist and I was studying star clusters as an astrophysicist, and I couldn't be further removed from anything entrepreneurial. But I think it's important for me to say early on that if you have a dream and it really means enough to you, that you will just dare to believe in yourself, and you dare to take action, and you dare to help others, and in that process you keep fueling that belief, then everything is possible. As a matter of fact, one of the new themes during this event is going to be that it's actually already done. And I want everybody to comment that below. Say it's already done. Project 1 Million in 1 year. Yes, it's a nice name, but I'd rather call this event Project It's Already Done. Because here's the thing, and I want everybody to write this down. This is the first lesson of the event. And it goes that we only attract what we are. And so if you truly want to start creating results in your life that perhaps you do not have yet, but you know you are capable of, then it already starts by you being that person. And so what you are going to discover during this whole event, Project 1 Million in 1 year, is not just the theory or the incredible strategies that actually put it down straight, step by step, on how you can actually generate 1 million in 1 year or more. You are also going to walk away with the understanding of how to do it. And as a matter of fact, I don't just want you guys to come to this event, make a ton of notes, and then after the event only start implementing. I want you guys to actually implement during the event, because I want to see who are the ambitious people here. Raise your hand if you are ambitious. All right, I want to see a high hand raise. If you're ambitious, you don't do like this, right? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. So a high hand raise and say, I am ambitious and proud. Yes. And if that is you, you're going to listen, you're going to actively participate, and you're going to implement. And let me tell you one thing. If you do, every single session you're here live and early, every single session you're doing your homework, and you are implementing what I'm teaching, by the end of this event, you're not going to be the same person. As a matter of fact, by the end of this event, you will see results. Now, I know that's a big, bold statement to make, but I know it because we have run events like this for the last 10 years. We have been able to change the lives of millions, and I know that you have come here for a reason. And I actually want to know that reason. Let me know in the chat box. What is the main reason that you guys are here? Let me know in the chat box, because again, this event is about you guys. I want to make sure that you guys are really going to have this mentorship, because yes, this is advertised as an event, but actually this is mentorship. And we've had so many messages this time around of people wondering, like, what is the fee for this mentorship? And I was like, this event is free. It's like, no, it cannot be free. You can't mentor people for free like this. Yes, we can. This is an event for free. But that also brings me directly to a danger. And I want to have everybody's attention. Is everybody looking at me? Are you communicating with me right now? Can I have your attention? So, there's a danger when there's free mentorship. Because when you don't put skin in the game, many people don't actually follow through. Many people right now are here coming and saying, who is this lady? Right? Who does she think she is? Let me see if it's worth my while. Am I right or am I right? Who's sniffing me out? Who's checking out if this is the right thing for you? Some of you are even saying in the comments, I think it was Sheikh or Kuhubab, saying like, why is everybody dancing? I'm at the wrong place. No, you're not. And here's another lesson. I want everybody to write this down. Success requires energy. I want everybody to put that down. Success requires energy. And so my job here is not just to present a lot of nice things to you. No, my job is to change your life. Is that okay with you guys? Who here is really here because you're hungry for results? Who here has come to an event before and maybe you've tried some things before, but you've not seen results yet? Let me know in the chat box. And I want you to know that if up to this point you've not been able to create financial freedom or generate wealth for yourself and your family, don't you worry, because everything is possible as long as you operate on the right data. And that's the first thing that we're going to dive in today. That is why I'm so happy that a lot of you are here live. Can you please give yourselves a big hoo-ha-hoo? And for the newbies, you don't know what the hoo-ha-hoo is yet? This is the way how we celebrate. So everybody with me? Show me 2 fists. You go to your shoulders, you say hoo. Then you go to your shoulders again, you say ha. And then you go up, you say hoo. All right. And I see Dare in the house. Dare, I've heard that you had a wonderful conversation with our team. Very, very excited to see you on board. But all of that being said, again, my journey here, or my mission here, is to transform your life. And I want you guys to understand that everything happens for a reason. So if you have tried different things in the past and they didn't get you the results yet, it simply means that you're still on your way. And I know, because we have ran this event many times before, that if you allow yourself to give this event your all, you're actually going to make it happen. And I want to ask you guys a serious question. How many of you would actually like this to be the one event where you truly start breaking free, where you can create your freedom lifestyle, where you can see money coming to you with ease? Who's ready for that? Raise your hand nice and high. But I want you to point to yourself with that, because I'm going to give my all. Our team is going to give our all to mentor you completely free of charge. But you got to show up. So my serious question for you guys is, will you do that? Will you show up for yourself? Because too often people come to us and say, hey, you've made millions. Can you train me? Can you mentor me? We have a lot of programs, by the way. I want you guys to have a look at our website. We have a website. Have a look at it. So it's tjibaria.com. Very simple. myname.com. Have a look at it. Have a look at the programs that we have, the mentorship that we provide. These come at high investments, because the way how we train people is in a way that it generates results. But at the same time, we have so many people come to us and say, hey, Tjibaria, can you just help me? Can you help me get results and then I pay you? Anybody ever heard that? Can you just train me? And then when I get the results, then I'll pay you. Now, who would like that? Who would actually like that? That I'm just going to mentor you, you do not have to pay me, and I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to give you the strategies. I'm going to get my team to support you and hold you accountable and answer all your questions and actually ensure that you walk away with a full-on roadmap to get results. Who wants that? Comment below. If you want me to mentor you so that you can get results without paying me, let me know. Comment me below. Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is what this event is. That's what this event is. Where I've actually said, yes, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And that's why also, I'm not gonna lie, that we've had people come to this event, get crazy results. You wanna know what the biggest result is thus far? This is still, I'm looking at my students, wink, wink. Beat this result, pretty please. This is so far still the highest amount generated, $56,000 from this event during this event. And that's why I want you guys to know early on why it's important that you're not just going to be here and sniff me out and say, oh, is this worth my while? Or thinking, oh, do I know this already? Here's another lesson. I want everybody to write this down. It's not about what you know. It's about the results that show. Write that down. It's not about what you know. It's about the results that show. So I have a question for you. If you were to log into your online banking and you would look at the amount that is presently there, how many of you would like that amount to go up? If that's you, then show me a finger and say up. All right. So that is why I want you guys to know that, again, it's not about what we know. It's about what we're actually implementing, what we're doing. So is it okay that during the 6 days that we have, today being the first training, then next week another 5 trainings for 2 to 3 hours, so it's a long time. Some people are like, oh la la, that's way too long for me. Let me ask you a question. Is it worth having 10 to 20 hours of mentorship for free if it has the ability to transform your life forever? Yes or yes? Because if you do not say yes to this and to this question, then why are you here? Respectfully. Because I think that we attract very awesome people that want to do great things. Am I right? Who likes to do great things? Who likes to make a lot of money? Who likes to do that whilst helping people? All right. So you guys are my people, meaning that we're going to work hard. In that whole process, is it okay that I'm going to be direct with you guys? Because with my students, and by the way, can I see show of hands, FLC students, show me who you are. Everybody look at these awesome people. Yes. FLC students in the house. These guys are stuck with me for life. For the better and for worse, right? So we're working with these guys, we're mentoring them, we're holding them accountable. We tickle them every now and again if they disappear so that they will come back and do their doings. So with them, I've got an entire lifetime, which is a long time. With you guys, I got a couple of hours. So is it okay that I'm going to be direct? I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm not going to fluff things up. And we're diving in so that you may get results. Is that okay with you guys? Give me a thumbs up if that's okay. So I'm going to be serious. All right. But I expect the same from you as well. So just to make sure that everybody is crystal clear, today's the first session and it's called Secrets of the Riches. Write that down if you haven't seen that already. And so with this whole thing, what the purpose is to make sure that you guys are setting yourselves up for next week. Because I want you guys to make 1 million in 1 year. Or more, or faster. Does that make sense? Because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. I want everybody to write that down as well. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And I want you guys to get in that frame of mind, in that frame of energy, in that frame of action. Because when you start operating like that, it's going to change your world, as it has done mine as well. And so I have a quick question. How many of you here are already in business? If that's you, comment below and say business. All right. And how many of you are looking to start a business with us during this event? Comment below and say starting. Because it's always really nice to see. And it doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter what your age is. If you are in business or if you're not in business. everyone here will benefit from this training, because if you are in business already, you're going to learn different things that you can implement on your existing business so that you can tweak it and scale it. If you are not in business yet, you're going to learn step by step from scratch how to actually put a proper, efficient, scalable business in place. How many of you like the sound of that? And can that be done in 6 days? Yes, it can be done in 6 days. It can be done in a day. It can be done in a couple of hours. If you're one of our FLC Gold students, we do these things in a couple of hours. Right, Stephanie? So that's what is very, very important. But all of that being said, again, what I want you guys to understand is that most people are not the most successful. Did you guys know that it's only a small percentage of this world, probably less than 5% in this world, that is actually living a freedom lifestyle? I want you guys to write these statistics down, because it's not quite nice statistics if you ask me. Only a few percent in this world is actually living a freedom lifestyle. But do you know why? It's not because a few percent of the world is smarter than the rest. As a matter of fact, usually the most successful people aren't the smartest of people. Just so you know. Second reason, it's not that they are the best connected. It's not because they have the most money. And it's not because the rest of the world is lazy or unwilling. Here's the thing. Most people are unfortunately operating on the wrong data. And I want everybody to write this down. Most of us are operating on the wrong data. And if we're operating on the wrong data, we're not going to go very far. Let me ask you a question. How many of you are having a smartphone or an Android? Leon, I got it in. No, I'm an Apple. No, I'm a Steve Jobs fan, so I always try to get in some jokes. But actually, Android is not too bad either, right? Okay, but how many of you have a smartphone? Yeah? Now, have you ever had it that you... No, let me just say it this way. Imagine your first smartphone. Who remembers their first smartphone 5 million years ago? Now, with that phone, if you were to grab that, and it's operating on data, software, that is not to the standards of today, if you then try to do something that normally right now with your current phone you would be able to do, it doesn't work. Or it works very, very slow. And the same holds for you and me. And here's the thing, there's a lot of things around us that is actually not setting us up for success. And to that effect, I want to share something with you. How many of you, by the way, got the book? If you got the book, comment the word book in the chat box. Because if you get the book, you're in luck. And if you don't have the book, you're still in luck as well, because you're going to benefit from this event either way. But I want to show you something. This is something we usually don't discuss on the pre-training, but I think it's going to be important for us to do it today anyways. And I want you guys to actually understand this. For those of you that said yes earlier on about you have tried certain things but have not yet succeeded, keyword is yet, is because there are a lot of things around us that are polluting our data. They're polluting our mind, our energy, our beliefs, our thoughts. And I've listed a couple of them here. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. Educational system, government, news, environment, people around us. And all of these things contribute to the choices that we make, the actions that we take, or more importantly, the actions that we do not take. And so if we're operating on that operating system, it's not going to allow us to actually implement the powerful strategies that I'm going to share with you guys in the 5 days next week. And that's why we have the pre-training. The pre-training is to ensure that we do a system reboot, a system reboot, so that we can actually allow ourselves to operate on the right day. Now, how many of you guys are excited for that? So that this event, you may actually see results in an efficient way, more so than ever before. And by the way, I know some of you might be thinking, like, why is she giving me all these big claims? Well, it's because we've done it before. We've transformed people's lives. For those of you that actually took the effort to click on our website, you'll find some stories there. You'll find some stories of people that were on the verge of a bankruptcy, started working with us, and created hundreds of thousands in results in just a couple of months. Now, I'm not saying that to just brag about my students, even though I'm very proud of our family, but I'm saying this because I want you guys to understand and keep that open mind that this event is going to change your life. Am I okay with that? Are you guys okay with that? I want you to comment it below and say, this event is going to change my life. Or rather yet, this event, I am going to change my life. And for that reason, I want to make sure that we are, in fact, on the same page. We got to get rid of the wrong data. We're going to implement the most successful data. That's why this is called Secrets of the Riches. We're going to see how do the most successful people actually operate. What is their data? So that if you have the same data, then next week, you can start building. Does that make sense for everybody? And so what I want you guys all to write down is just very quickly the schedule. So right now, this is the pre-training. By the way, for everybody to know, this is the only session that we will provide the recording of. Because we had a lot of people that said, hey, yes, I want to be there in the event, but I cannot make the pre-training. So recording watchers, this is the only one. So it is important for everyone to understand that this is a live event. Also, the effect of a live event is completely different than watching a recording. How many of you are with me? How many of you see the difference with that? Because now we can be interactive. Does that make sense? So I want everybody to write this down. We have October 1st until October 5th. That is Wednesday next week until Sunday next week. Every single day next week from Wednesday until Sunday, so that's 5 days, is where the main training is going to happen. That's where we're going to build. And like I said earlier, for those of you that have been here before, by the way, let me actually know who's been to this event before. Comment below and say, been here before. And for those of you that are new, this is your first event, comment below and say new. So it's nice to see the mix of people. And then old timers, the newbies are in for a treat, aren't they? The newbies, oh my goodness, you do not know what's going to happen to you. You're going to be a changed man or a changed woman for the better. And I'm so excited. So nice, all the newbies. Hey, welcome. All right, cool. So this being said, oh, can I just say another thing as well? I'm just going to say this, yeah. Who really wants to change not just your own life, but also the life of your families? Who thinks family is important? Okay, let me say one thing. I've never done this before, but I'm going to do it now. Because today is a recorded session as well, get your families to watch the recording. Brothers, sisters, spouses, parents, children, business partners, friends, get them to watch this recording. Because when you do and you up-level with your loved ones, it's going to change the game. And like I said, this is a free event. So the more, the merrier. Does that make sense? So just a bonus tip. Yeah? Okay, so this is the 5 days. Every single day, write this down. It's going to be 2 to 3 hours. Isn't it, students? 2 to 3 hours. This time. I think so. This time I think so. Because we've changed the program. We have made it such that we dive in much, much, much quicker. Because I want everyone here to get results during the event as much as possible. Who's with me on that one? Who wants to get results in the event in the next 10 days? Okay, beautiful. But again, that does mean that you have to be there all of the days, which means that today you're going to stay until the end. Yeah, I'm not going to jump off. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm tired right now. I need to play some Candy Crush. No, hey, focus. Because if you can't focus for a few hours to actually transform your life, how are you going to implement it and actually change your life? Does that make sense? So I want you to be here. Stay until the end. Comment below. Yes, there. I love it. Comment below and model there. Say there till the end. Till the end. All right, good. And then for next week, I want everybody to be there all of the 5 days. Because again, I know you guys think I'm a crazy lady. Who's this girl trying to impress me? She's sweating because it's hot in Dubai. Doesn't matter. It ain't about me. It's about you. And I have one skill that by the end of this event, you will attest to. I'm not the best in the world, but I am able to bring out the best in you. Am I right or am I right, students? We at FLC, we're not the best, but we are capable of bringing out the best in people. And that's what we do. That's what we're proud of. And that's why I know that Project 1 Million in 1 Year isn't a catchy title. It's reality for those of you that choose to make this a reality. So who's with me? Raise your hand nice and high. Beautiful. So comment below. Make that commitment. Grab your calendar. I want to see you guys. Grab your calendar. Map it out next week. Monday, no, not Monday, sorry, don't be here Monday. Wednesday, 1st of October, just testing you guys. 1st of October until the 5th of October. Map out 3 hours, at least. 3 hours. And when you do that, when you come to the last day, you're going to fall off your chair and you're going to be like, why the heck did we not learn this in school? But you guys know what they say, right? The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. Next best time is now. And so I want everybody to take a deep breath with me. Take a deep breath in and out. And say, my time is now. Comment that below. Say, my time is now. Because it is. And that brings me to the biggest lesson of this entire event. And it doesn't mean that after this lesson you can leave. No, but this is the biggest one. Is this. Success is a decision. I want everybody to write this down. Success is a decision. Hey, by the way, guys, who likes AI? Anybody likes AI? All right, I'm not the biggest fan of AI, but we have an AI camera. Do you want to see a new skill that I got? I'm so excited. I'm testing this skill with you guys for the first time at an event. So all right, look with me. Are you gonna do this? Is it doing it? Come on, I'm testing you. That's the moment that it doesn't work. Okay, let me try that again. Maybe you guys need to help me. Everybody try it with me. Do this. Come on now. Yeah. I think it's doing it. Look.
Obrigada, bem.
Do you see it? Yes! How awesome is that, right? So when I do the peace side, it goes to the board. Let's do it again. And then it should come back to me. Come back to me. Yes. Woo, ha, woo. Isn't that cool? Now, it's not watertight yet, so you'll find me stumble every now and again, but just wanted to show you guys something geeky. I'm a geek. Who else is a geek? A nerd? Crazy person? Anybody else crazy in the house? All right, good. I have a good crowd over here. So make sure that you are going to be here all of the days. And yes, someone is saying what time. Sorry, should have said that. 6 p.m. Dubai time. So the same time that it started for you today, whether that is 3 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Netherlands time, 10 a.m. Eastern, whatever the time it started for you today is what's going to start all of the days. We keep it nice and simple, yeah? So map that out. It's going to change your life. Now, that being said, I want to ask you guys a question. Again, our intention is to give you guys a roadmap that by the end of this event, you're actually going to get many different roadmaps, but that by the end of this event, you'll know exactly how to create an ecosystem. You're going to not just learn how to build a business, you're going to learn how to create an empire. And that empire will put you in a position to have multiple streams of income. So let me say that again. We don't teach you guys how to build a business, even though we do that very well. We're going to train you guys on how to build an empire with multiple streams of income. Who's on board with that? Who likes that, by the way? We want to have multiple streams of income. But that being said, we are not going to build all of the 5 income streams in one go. We're going to do one at a time. And so what you will find yourself doing during this event with my homework is that you're going to choose to apply this to one business. And when you apply all of the strategies that I'm starting to teach you guys today and next week, and you finish the event and you have applied it to one, then you'll know how to apply to the rest as well. Does that sound okay? Are you guys okay with that? All right, super good. Now I actually have a quick question. So who here is really serious on actually doing it, like creating your empire, making $1 million in 1 year? If that is you, comment below and say 1 million. How many of you, as I'm saying that, are like, ooh, I want to say I want 1 million, but I'm still a little bit like, me? Is it possible? Who's still a little bit like, not so sure if you can do it? Raise your hand nice and high. Little bit doubtful, not entirely sure. Okay, I want to say thank you for sharing that. Let me ask you another question. How many of you would already be happy if you are able to make 1,000 as a direct consequence of this event? Who would be ready with it? Excited. You'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool. 1,000 as a result of this event. Cool. How many of you would then be like, okay, I've made 1,000. Who would repeat that process? So that if you do it 10 times, then you make 10,000. Who would then go on and actually make 10,000? All right. Once you've made the 10,000, who will be like, okay, now I've made enough money. I can stop. I can retire. Or will you actually carry on doing it? You apply the same process of the 10,000 10 more times. Who would do that? You just go and do it again, do it again. All right. That's where you land on your 6 figures, the 100,000. And how many of you, once you've made 100,000, will be like, hey, you know what? I can do this again also. And you do that 10 times. How many of you would carry on doing it? Raise your hand nice and high. And then you hit 1 million. That's as simple as I can make it. 1 million for most of us sounds scary. It sounds like, wow, it's so out there. But can I tell you another thing? Most of you have actually already made 1 million in your life. If you think about it, like just think about how old you are. How many years have you been working? Add all of that money up. Some of you have already made six figures, multiple 6 figures. Some of you have made millions already. But the only difference is that you didn't keep any of it. Am I right? That's why we're here. All right. And also, how many of you would like to shorten the time scale in which you can do it? Who would like the sound of that? We got a 19-year-old in the Zoom room. How awesome is that? That is awesome. Hoo-ha-hoo. Proud of you being here. Can we all just say a big hoo-ha-hoo for the 19-year-old? So proud of you. When you hit my age, you're going to be a multi-millionaire. This is so incredible. Stay here, implement the stuff, and yeah, your life is happening. Whoa, 15 years old. What the heck? Oh my goodness, hoo-ha-hoo. Do we have like a children's club over here? That's awesome. Now, and again, doesn't matter what age you are, but we're going to do this. So what I'm going to do right now is really make you guys understand that it's very simple. Don't overcomplicate it in your head. I want everybody to write this down. Most people overcomplicate things in your head. So if for now you're thinking 1 million is quite big, then just simplify it. 1,000 and do that 1,000 times. That's it. Simple as that. But what I also want you guys to understand is that there's actually different strategies operatable at the different levels. So if you want to make 1,000, if you want to make 10,000, make 100,000, if you want to make 1 million, at the different levels, there's different combinations of strategies. During this event, you're going to learn them all. Who's excited for that? Raise your hand nice and high. And then I'm saying all of these things so that you're actually going to stay with me. And why do I want you to stay with me? Because I want you guys to get results. It is so beautiful. Like, I just want to say this one story and then we're going to dive in. There was this one person that came to, or no, registered for an event once. And this person was like, oh, I'm not so sure about this event. It maybe sounds too good to be true. And they kind of dipped in their toes and was there a little bit, but then stopped because they had better things to do, like Candy Crush, washing a cat, watching Netflix, because, hey, much better use of time, right? So they did that. A couple of months later, they came back, actually experienced the entire event from start to finish. And then they got mad at me and said, Tjibaria, why didn't you tell me how important it was for me to stay at this event? Because I could have been getting these results already right now. I said, I did try to tell you, but I do take full responsibility. So I'm going to not make the same mistake with you guys. Again, you might be thinking Tjibaria is saying this because she wants to have a full room. Otherwise, she's just talking to herself. Yes, that's true too. I'd rather talk to you guys than just to myself. But that aside, I know that sometimes life can give us a challenge or two. Like, how many of you have ever had a challenge in life? How many of you have ever experienced something where people didn't believe in you? Anybody has experienced that? And you, maybe as a result of that, stop believing in yourself too. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Perhaps are experiencing that now. And I want you guys to know, if there's anything that you take from today, that everything is possible, that you are in fact limitless. You got to decide. You got to believe in that. You got to surround yourself with incredibly powerful people, positive people, and then you just go for it. And there's one thing that I always like to say. I personally believe in God, and I don't know what you believe in. If you believe in God, multiple gods, universe, whatever anyone believes in. I always say this to my students, that if there's someone a little bit doubtful about whether they can do it or not, and they've been through challenges and they've tried so many times but kept failing, I always say is this, is that if God knew that this world wouldn't be complete without you in it, who are you to doubt yourself? Because there is a strong purpose for all of us, and it's a different one for all of us. But I want you guys to know, no matter what people have said, no matter what things you have been through, nice or not nice, you are here for a reason. And I'm not just talking about because you saw an ad. Yeah, that's also there. But I mean from a purposeful reason. Who can feel that in your heart? Who can feel that you're destined for more? That there's so much for you to give? Now I want you to hold that dear. And you are absolutely going to do it. And if you allow me, and if you allow our team, we're going to hold you accountable to actually make it happen. Is that okay? Are you guys with me on that one? Then comment below and say, let's go. Everybody with me. Comment below and say, let's go. All right then. Now, without any further ado, let us dive in to the most important parts. And we're going to start by the first secrets of the riches. So I want everybody to write this down. I'm going to give you a number of secrets. We're going to already dive into the actual first blueprints as well. I've completely revamped the program, but we're going to start with the secrets first. I want everybody to write this down. Number one of the secrets that the most wealthy, the most successful people live by is align with the energy of wealth. Write that down. Align with the energy of wealth. Now, I know there's always a few people that are like, yes, but money, wealth isn't the only thing. Is there anybody like that? It's like, money isn't all that. And by the way, I'm with you. Because I personally, I don't really like materialistic stuff. I'm not very materialistic. For anybody who's been to the event before, you know that I always wear this dress at one of the days of the event. I always have the same outfits, right? I'm not materialistic at all. But what I do like is the power and positivity of impact that you can make with money. Because let me ask you a question. How many of you here, if you had more money, you would help your family? Raise your hand nice and high. If you had more money, you would donate to your charities. You would go out and make a bigger impact. Beautiful. That's the power of money. And I want you guys to start understanding that money isn't a bad thing or a good thing. Money is simply energy. So I want everybody to write this down. Money is energy. Very, very important. And what is also important to realize is that that energy is basically the energy of abundance. Abundance meaning that there is enough for everyone. There's enough goodness in life for everyone. How many of you like the sound of that? Because as much as, yes, we market this event from a more business and financial standpoint, Project 1 million in 1 year, in this event, you'll see it's not just about making money, even though we represent that very easily and well. We are talking about living the good life. We want everyone here to optimize for a life where you have good health, good love, good relationships, good spirituality, and good wealth. How many of you guys are with me? As you guys will be able to see in the book on one of the pages, which is some of the homework that you guys are going to go through for day number 1, is that we want you to figure out what is it actually that you want from your life. So you guys can already start doing this from today onwards. Just start picturing it for yourself. If it was all up to you, where would you like to see yourself in the next 12 months? From a standpoint of wealth, health, relationships, love, and spirituality. If it was all up to you, what would you like your life to be like? And don't be humble. This is a first homework. I want everybody to write this down. Take a couple of moments during this week to actually write that diagram down for yourself. Because on day number 1, we're going to actually experience that. We're going to do a visualization meditation so that we may actually connect with that future. Who likes the sound of that, by the way? Who likes to do some things like that? Because I want you guys to understand that the future that we want already exists right now. It is not about just creating something, making something, attracting something. It is actually realizing that we already are it. Does that make sense? This is one of the biggest breakthroughs, learnings that I've personally had because of my mentor, my dad. And it's very, very important. I want you to just give a big hoo-ha-hoo to my dad. Can we all put our hands together for my business partner, my dad, my best friends, and my first number one mentor, our Germano. And you'll see him at this event as well, because my dad, we also call him with the FLC family, Papa FLC, is here to support you. He's going to help you guys watch your videos, give you support, because it's really, really important for us that we do make a change in your life. But it takes two to tango. Is that correct? I cannot just tango by myself, with my dad, with my team. No, we have to do the tango with you. So who's going to do the tango with us? Comment below and say tango. Thank you so much, Dad. Love you. So that's what we're going to do here. But it's important for us to understand that this future is already there. And so with that in mind, I then also want you guys to understand that if we then see wealth, or better yet, abundance in energy, we want to start becoming one with that energy. Because I want everybody to comment below and say, we don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. So once we get clear, that's number one. You want to get clear on what it is that you want. That's number one. Get clear on the future that you want. Because if you're not even clear about it, then how are you able to be it? Does that make sense? So start thinking about that during the next couple of days. What do you want your life to look like? And number two, it's all about being it. Be it. Not what Michael Jackson says, be that, be that, be that, be that. No, we say, be it, be it, be it, be it. Does it make sense? So for those of you that don't really know me yet, I find the song in every single word, in every single sentence. So you will hear me sing every now and again. So if you like the tune, then sing along with me. And if you don't like it, then boo-hoo. I'm going to do it anyways. But does that make sense? So you want to start thinking with that and understand, therefore, that by us being it now, it actually comes running to us. So I want everybody to take a deep breath and out. I want you guys to all sit up straight as well. Everybody sit up straight. Have good posture. Kind of tense your muscles in your belly. And actually imagine that for a moment. You are already living that life. I want you guys to have a smile. Smile to your beautiful fellow people over here. Because we are going to make this happen. So that's the first secret. That we really start understanding that it's not just about we're attracting it. Even though, yes, that's a part of it too. But it's about being it now. And that's also why I want you guys to understand another thing. Because who here wants to get really successful with your business? Raise your hand nice and high. Okay, is there anybody here that has been wondering, okay, how do I actually make more sales? Anybody, raise your hands. How many of you are wondering, okay, how am I able to get more leads? Raise your hands. How many of you are wondering, okay, I have more leads, but how do I convert them? And how do I allow them to not feel like I'm just selling to them, but actually me helping them? Who wants to know that? This event is going to help you with all of the above. Even if you do not have your product yet, we're going to help you how to decide your product during this event. But that all being well and good, there's one thing that's even more important than that. And that is that you yourself are your business. I want you guys to write this down. I am my own business. I am my own brand. I am my own product. Because Stephanie, she does something that helps people truly, completely transform in the most beautiful way. And she uses different techniques, the techniques of yoga, the techniques of mindfulness, spirituality, a whole bunch of things. And some of you might be thinking, there's already 1,000 other coaches that do the same. Well, hell no. Nobody does the same thing as Stephanie does. There's only one Stephanie. The way how she comes forward is unique and is powerful. And there's a lot of people that worry about competition. Is there anybody here worried about competition? Ever? You're like, oh, there's a lot of people out there. And a lot of people better than me. Ooh la la. Okay. Grant Cardone says this. He says, there's no such thing as competition. There's only domination. I want you guys to write this down. But I mean that, even seriously. Yes, you can also learn how to dominate online in a positive way. Dominate humbly, as they say in LA. But what I want you to understand is that you are, in fact, the core energy of your empire. So let's dive into that. And I want everybody to take a screenshot and truly understand this, because again, I'm giving you guys a lot more in the pre-training this time around so that we can build upon it more during the event, okay? So have a look at this. The first thing that you have to understand is, again, like I said earlier, we're not just here to build a business, even though we do that very well. We're here to help you guys build an empire. So write this down: Freedom Lifestyle Business Empire. And what does it start with? It starts with you. All right, comment that in the chat box. Say, it starts with me. It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter. It does matter how hard you try. Sorry, I'm positifying the lyrics for you guys. Anyways, that being said, with that, you then want to create a brand. Now, there's two ways of creating a brand. You can either have a personal brand or you can have a company brands. We're gonna dive way more in that into the event itself, but for now I want you to understand this. Oh wow, my AI worked by itself. Come on back. It does it when I don't want it to do it, so that's interesting. Anyways, let's carry on. So you want to start by having a brand. So in my case, this is an example for me. My brand is called Tjibaria. So this is a personal brand. So for simplicity, you can just have your name as your brand. It could either be your first name if you're the only one with your name, like myself, or it could be first name and last name. You write it down. If, however, you want to do a company brand, which is a name like Apple or Amazon or McDonald's or something else, Freedom Lifestyle Creators, that's a possibility too. You do not have to make this decision today. So for simplicity, just write something down, yeah? That's the first thing, and you are the energy of that brand. Now, the second thing is that you want to have something that is a movement. I want everybody to write this down because this is getting really advanced really quick. Is there anybody here who knows of the guy named Steve Jobs? Anybody at all? Mr. Steve Jobs. All right, awesome. So Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, founder of Pixar, founder of a lot of awesome things, he explained this super powerfully after he came back to Apple. So for those of you who know his story, he got kicked out of his own company. He then founded Next. He did a lot of awesome things, and at some point he came back to Apple. At the moment he came back to Apple, it was already down the drain. It was not performing well anymore. So he put his team together and said, guys, it's about creating a movement. He had a powerful speech. You can look it up on YouTube. It's a very, very beautiful thing where he talked about that it's not about the products that you sell. It's not about the services that you have or whatever else based off of what people pay for. It's so much more. It's a movement, something that people will want to be part of. So I'm asking you, Carla, what is this movement that you're creating? What is it that you want people to feel so that they come to you and feel like, man, I've been waiting for this. This is my family. I'm finally home. What is that thing for you? And this holds for all of you. So for us, this is called the Freedom Lifestyle Movement. And I want to say, welcome everybody to the Freedom Lifestyle Movement. All right, so that's basically what we do. So you want to figure out what is your movement for yourself. Now then later, and we're going to get you guys some homework today so you can figure out this thing too. After that, you're going to figure out what are your branding pillars. Now, what are branding pillars? These are basically different topics that your brand is founded on. These could be topics in which you give value to people on your social media. This could be topics where you are helping people with your product, your services, but these could also be core values. And again, if you stay until the end, which I expect all of you guys to do, comment below and say, I'm gonna stay until the end. I'm gonna give you guys an exercise that allows you to exactly put down your branding pillars from today onwards. But here's the cool part that not many people realize, is that when you have your branding pillars, you're not just allowing yourself to make a big impact to people, which we come to talk about later, it also puts the foundation for all of your future income streams. So what we're going to do with you guys from day 1, 2, and 3 onwards is that you guys are actually going to make a decision and say, okay, this is the first one I'm monetizing. That is going to be your first branding pillar and you're monetizing. Then after that, you can say, hey, I'm going to monetize this one. I'm going to monetize the other one. I'm going to monetize another one. Does that make sense? How many of you guys are still with me? And some of you might be thinking, okay, but what if I put together branding pillars today and tomorrow I may not like them anymore? Then you just change them. There's nothing set in stone. You can always adapt. I always adapt. So write that down too. You want to be adaptable. But the foundation of what we're going to train you guys in this event is how to put this entire roadmap together that literally will serve you for the next 10, 20 years. Does that make sense? And that is why we had so many confused people say like, why the heck is this free? This is unbelievable. How many of you are enjoying yourselves, by the way, so far? Raise your hand nice and high if you like this so far, if you're enjoying it. All right, good. So then what is next? We want to make sure that you are then learning how to actually build a system. So we're also going to cover that in this event. How do you make the system? How do you build a database? Write that down for yourself. Because how many of you have ever heard the phrase that says, the money is in the database? Write that down. The money is in the database. And it doesn't just mean that you want to have a lot of people, a lot of email addresses, a lot of phone numbers, even though, yes, that's very important. What is more important, in the words of Seth Williams, you get to learn and know him very soon. He's one of the co-trainers of FLC, and he says this: it's about the relationship with the database. It's about you allowing people to see that you care genuinely, authentically. Does that make sense so far? But when you know this and when you learn this during this event to apply on income stream number 1, who will do it again? Raise your hand nice and high. If you learn how to apply this to one income stream, who will then be like, hey, wait a second, let me do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. And what happens is, if you do this right, step by step, efficiently, and more importantly, predictably, then you are able to build an empire that will not just allow you to live a freedom lifestyle, it will serve the next generations. And I don't know how old or young you are, but who wants to build generational wealth? Raise your hand nice and high if that's something that makes you happy. All right, awesome. And that's what I want you guys to do too. So how many of you are starting to get an understanding of what we're actually going to be doing during this event? Who's excited about this? Comment below and say yes. Because again, you're going to get the entire roadmap, but a roadmap is just a roadmap. It's going to be worth nothing if you don't use it. So who is going to take action? Comment below and say, I will take action. I will take action. Now, and those of you that are, let's say, multi-offenders, no, not multi-offenders, you've come to Project 1 Million more than once, you will already know that just taking action isn't enough. There's a particular type of action. But I'm not going to reveal that to you yet. Because let me just say one thing. There are so many people, they really put in the work. They put in the work, they put in the work, but they still don't get any results. Is there anybody like that? Anybody here who works really, really hard? Raise your hand if you're a hard worker. Because I respect people that work hard. Beautiful. But is there anybody that sometimes wonders to themselves and say, yeah, I work so hard, but it seems to not have an effect. I'm still broke. I'm still broken. You may think so. You're never broken. You're powerful, you're beautiful, you're incredible. Just saying. But that you see the results are not coming. And that has everything to do with the type of action that you take. And I'm going to feel that to you guys on day number 1. Is that okay? Because when you take action in that way, my goodness, you might be doing half of the amount of work, but you get triple the result. Who's excited about that? Raise your hand nice and high. Give me a smile, because you guys don't seem impressed. You guys are like, yeah, okay, that's fine. No, smile. Everybody smile with me. You're excited about this? I'm excited. I know this is going to change your life. All right? So this is super, super important. But also, what I want you guys to understand with all of this is that if we want to get results, and again, can I see a show of hands? Who wants to get results? Who is serious about that? All right. So if you're serious, it is also important that we actually set targets. All right? Anybody that's been in business before understands the importance of setting a target. So we're going to set targets for you, with you, for this event. Are you guys with me? So everybody, we have 2 targets. How many targets? Oh, watch out, otherwise it's going to go too bored. My AI. Boop, boop, boop. So 2 targets. Number 1 is the actual target as part of this event. So I want everybody to draw this with me. We're going to be scientific now. We're going to map out a timeline. Over here we have the time axis. Over here we have the results axis. And the ultimate result from this event that you will then repeat multiple times after this event is the 1 million in 1 year. So the result is 1 million. The aim is to do that within 1 year, or faster or slower. That's what it is. It's either faster or slower or exactly 1 year. That's rule number one, goal number one. We're going to set an intermediate goal. Because is there anybody here who's ever played video games? Raise your hand if that's you. Video games? Anybody? Sonic? Yes, nice. Call of Duty? Grand Theft Auto? Crash Bandicoot? Yeah? No? Some of you don't. Okay, anyways, here's the thing. Actually, there was a study done that said that people that game are more able to get results or something, or their minds are able to tap in and focus better. I'm not sure if it's correct or not. So I'm not saying everybody go and play Call of Duty now, but just saying that there was a study done and it was interesting results. Anyways, that being said, the secondary goal, I was making this point for a reason. In games, there are checkpoints. So anybody that's ever played a game, you know there's different checkpoints. And when you hit a checkpoint, then there you're safe. And then from there, you can build further. So that's the same thing that we're going to do right now. We're going to have a checkpoint, which is the 3-month checkpoint. And we're going to aim to make 6 figures, 100K, in 3 months, sorry. Is this clear? Are you guys clear on what the targets are for this event? Who agrees with these targets? Raise your hand nice and high, give me a thumbs up. Who agrees, but is still a little bit doubtful? You're like, I want to agree, but it's kind of a little bit scary. All right, so I want to say 2 things that are very important. Is that the first thing is that realism kills business. Because is there anybody here who has ever been taught to be realistic? Who's heard that before? Be realistic. Set realistic goals. Oh no, not good. Because you're limiting yourself. You do not want to be realistic. If you look at any top successful person, they were all crazy and proud. They said, hey, let's go beyond what is possible. How many of you are with me? You want to think big. So if you set a target for yourself that makes you feel like, what? Like that, you have a good target. And it was Muhammad Ali who actually said, if your dreams don't scare you, you're thinking too small. So who's willing to start thinking big? Who's willing to go there? All right, but let me ask you another question. And this is a very important one. We always say to our students, this is the minimum for you to go for. 100K in 3 months, and then thereafter, learn how to scale. Because these are 2 different mechanisms. I want you guys to write this down. The mechanism to do this one is different than the mechanism of this one. They are similar though, but you have to multiply. Okay, write this down. In order for you to scale, there's ways of multiplication. And we're going to talk about that on the last day. Oh, not multiple, multiply. Oh, multiply. Yes, multiply. Yeah? So it's important to understand that there's different ways for every single level. But I want you to understand this. Let us just start by focusing on this one. How do we make 6 figures in 3 months? Now, what we're going to do, and this is a very powerful process, and we're going to do this probably on day number 3, is the process of reverse engineering. I don't know if I write this correct. If I wrote this wrong, then understand that you don't need to spell right to be able to make a lot of money. Isn't that awesome? All right? Some of you are looking relieved. All right, good. So reverse engineer. What does this mean? It means that we're going to break down step by step how you're going to make 100K. Who's excited for that, by the way? Who's ever done that? Have you guys learned this in school? Who's ever had the class to say how to make 6 figures? Anybody ever had the class how to become financially free? Generating passive income. Anybody had those classes in school? Huh, why? We learn all sorts of other important things like algebra, which I'm sure everyone here still uses, right? We all still do algebra every single day, isn't it? Huh, not so much. You may wonder why. Why are we not learning the skills that actually allow us to live a good life? And why are we imprinted with so much other stuff? Now, more about that later. And I don't know if you're a conspiracy theorist like myself, but I'll tell you this. Things are not set up for us to succeed. And that's why today's session is so important, because most of the world also wants to create freedom lifestyle. Most of the world wants to break free, wants their families to live a good life. Heck, even if you're just able to say, hey, family member, you need some financial, some help for a medical treatment, here you go. Go have this, go have that. How many of you sometimes even worry about those things? Sometimes you go to the grocery store and you wonder, shall I get the strawberries or shall I get the blueberries? You should be able to take both. Does this make sense? And I want you to understand this so that you realize that the reason why you haven't made it yet has nothing to do with you until today. Let me make myself clear. Until today, it had nothing to do with you, because most of us are operating on the wrong data, and you're not able to succeed if wrong data is in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, in your energy. However, when the right data is being implemented, then it is your responsibility. Then it's your responsibility to say, hey, now I know better, and now I'm going to do something about it. So who's going to do something about it? You're not just going to be a passive note taker. You're going to actually implement this stuff. You're going to actually ask us questions. Do the doings, as we like to say. I want you guys to comment below and say, I will take massive action. And by the way, for those of you smarty pantses, that's not the type of action I'm going to reveal on day number 1. But it's very important. Yeah? So you want to reverse engineer. So what does reverse engineering mean? Is that I'm going to break down how to actually get there. We're going to map out with the end goal in mind. That's what this means. Reverse engineering is that we start with the end goal and we're going to map backwards how to actually go there. And when you do that, you're going to see what is the, write this down everybody, effort and action required. And here I'm going to give you guys another revelation. By the end of this event, it's no longer going to be a question if or how you can make $1 million in 1 year. You're going to know exactly how. The only question is whether you will do it. Does that make sense? You're going to actually know what to do. So I have a question. Do I have a room of responsible people that are hungry to break free? Yes or yes? Comment below in the chat box. Because if you take this seriously, your life and your family's lives are going to change. And that is a blessing to us. And that's why I want you guys to write this thing down. This is an African proverb. And in Africa, they say this: if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Are you guys with me? Who's going to walk the path together? And that's why I'm saying you matter. Your energy matters. The fact that you have your camera turned on. Can we clap it up for all of you people that are brave enough to turn on your camera? You guys are awesome. You guys are beautiful. You give energy. For those of you that haven't turned your cameras on yet, yes, we get more people now. Well done. Awesome. Welcome to the club. Yes, even more people. Look at that. Amazing. And this is big. This is really, really big. Because who wants to get big results? Raise your hand nice and high. All right. So what we have to understand is that we are in control of actually doing it. Because repeat after me. How you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So if you say, I want to get a lot of money, I want to get a lot of amazing clients, do a lot of great work, but in the meantime, you're turning off your camera, hiding, laying in bed, and not actually showing your beautiful face, you're not showing up. And here's another thing. I want you guys to write this down. How you show up determines what is going to show up for you. Does that make sense? How you show up is going to determine what shows up for you. So I applaud all of you guys that are turning on your camera. For those of you that are still a little bit shy, don't be shy. We don't bite. We don't bite. And also, we have one rule though. There's one reason why you are excused from turning on your camera. And that is if you go to the toilet. When you go to the toilet, please turn off your camera. We do not want to get that intimate with you. But everything else, turn on your camera. Be here with us, yeah? And I know there's always a few shy people. Don't worry. We'll get into it. This is just the first day. I'm still a little bit crazy, but you're doing the right thing. So I'm very, very proud of you guys. Now, once you then know, and this is what we're going to uncover on day number 2 and day number 3, you know exactly the amount of effort and action required, then it's actually easy to get there. Does it make sense? Then you just know, okay, this is what I have to do, and you just got to do it, which is, again, a choice that you're going to make. And I know that you will. Am I right? You're going to do the doings to get the results. But here's another thing. When you then reverse engineer and you set yourself a humongous target, maybe humongous now, but not so much in a couple of months, then here's another thing. Could it be that you do all of your efforts and you don't get there yet? Yes, that could be the case. Is there anybody here that is a little bit scared to say, if I aim big now, what if I again don't get there? Is there anybody like that? Raise your hand nice and high. Because we're just going to address the elephant in the room. Thank you for sharing. Because we all have a past, right? And we all have tried things. We all have had challenges. We all have, quote unquote, failed before. But I want you to understand this. Failure does not exist. You're going to find that out on day number 1. Failure doesn't exist. That is why it is very detrimental how we are being conditioned in school about failing. We're being scared. We're being conditioned that failing is bad, even though in business we need it the most. But that's going to come later. But what I want you to understand is this. Do you guys even know why this event is called Project 1 Million in 1 Year? It has to do everything with when I started. When I started, I didn't know anything about business. As a matter of fact, I was a scientist. Do we have any scientists in the house? I was a mad scientist. No, I was an astrophysicist. And I was studying star clusters. I was doing my PhD. And I had 5 more months before I was going to become a doctor in astrophysics. A lot of people would have probably thought that's pretty awesome. For me, I didn't feel that way. And I want to actually ask a question. Is there anybody here that is perhaps doing something right now, whether that's a job or whether that's an occupation of some sort, that you know it's paying the bills, but it doesn't fulfill you? And you feel that you're destined for so much more. Is there anybody that can resonate with that? Because that was how I was feeling. And what's important to understand is that, again, it's our decision to do something about it. So guess what I did? I came to an event just like you guys. And when I came to that event, I met my future mentor. And this guy, and I want you guys to all write this down, right? This guy was not just someone who was already making millions in multiple industries. This guy was living the life that I wanted to live. He was not just great in business, he was helping people. He had his own charity. He looked after his family. These were qualities that when I was writing down, thinking about the life that I wanted to live, that was like, man, that is how I want to live my life. I was inspired. And I want everybody to write this down because you've probably heard this before, that we all need to find a mentor. Anybody ever heard that? That is absolutely true. Write that down for yourself. I need to find a mentor. Find a mentor who is doing what you want to do and it's got results in it. That's also another reason why when you go to university and you do a business degree, a lot of the time these courses are taught by people that aren't even in business. So this is just an important thing to realize, is that if you're looking for a mentor, find a mentor that has results, and especially has the results that you're looking for, living a life that you're looking to live. And so at that moment, I was like, oh my goodness, I want to learn from this guy. You know what happened? This guy presented an opportunity. And he said, if you want my mentorship, I have a very amazing course. That course was named Business Systems Mastery. And he says this course comes at an investment of $7,000. And at that moment, I was like, because I didn't even make that amount of money in 3 months. And I made a relatively good salary for what I was doing. I was making $2,000 per month, but then I had to pay my bills and all that sort of stuff. So I was like, what the heck? How can I do this? But I want to share one thing with you. Because is it correct that maybe someone in here has ever wondered about money? Is there anybody here who's ever had financial struggles? Maybe at the moment even have some of them. Okay, thank you for your honesty, because that's not easy. But I also want you guys to understand this. And this is what I learned during that event. My mentor said this. He said, it's never the lack of resources. Money being a resource, time being a resource. He said, it's only ever the lack of resourcefulness. I want everybody to write that down. It's never the lack of resources. It's only ever the lack of resourcefulness. And he said another one. Number 2, I want everybody to write this down. He said, it's never the lack of resources. It's only ever the lack of desire. Write that down. Desire. Because let me tell you one thing. If you want something good enough, you're going to make it happen. And at that moment, I was at a crossroad. And I was like, I had 3 questions. And I want everybody to actually write this down. You're going to learn during the event that these are the little voices sentences. You haven't met the little voice yet? You'll meet that little voice on day number 1. But I had 3 doubts in my mind. I want everybody to write it down because I know they're also in everybody else's mind. Number 1, I don't have the money. That's what I was thinking. I don't have the money to pay $7,000. Number 2, I don't have the time because I was doing a PhD. I was writing my thesis. I had 5 more months and then I was going to become a doctor. And number 3, shall I do it later? Maybe I should just wait. Now I want to ask you guys a question. Is there anybody here who's ever heard those questions or those remarks in your own mind? Raise your hand nice and high, that's you. You wondered, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, maybe I'll do it later. But let me ask you a question. Has later come yet? Now I'm willing to say that you guys are here for a reason. And I want you to learn from so many years, accumulated years from all of us, of not actually pursuing something that you know in your heart is right for you. And you want to know what I did in that moment? For me, I didn't have the money. I was going to find the money. What I did at that moment, I stepped out of the event. I called up my parents. Dad knows the story because I asked him, Dad, can I borrow some money? Then after that, Dad said yes. Parents says yes. I called up my bank. I had a study loan. Is there anybody here with a happy study loan? Yay! For those of you that went to university, college, all of that, you leave with a piece of paper and a study loan and a job at Starbucks. Sorry to bash the educational system. But that being said, I had a study loan. I asked my bank, say, bank, can I borrow some more? The bank said, yes, you can. So I had the money. Then I was like, okay, now I have the money, but I don't have the time. You want to know what I did? I quit my PhD. And I had worked for this for 9 years plus, maybe even longer than that. A lot of academic achievements. I've got 2 bachelors, I've got 1 master, I got pre-university college. I've been through the system. And my parents put a lot of money down to get me through that system, a lot of years. But I had this feeling in my heart, and I'm sharing this because I hope it may inspire someone here. Have you guys ever felt like something is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity? Because that's how I felt. When I saw this opportunity to learn from a mentor that I really felt aligned with, I was like, man, I can wait, I can do it later, but I felt like it's not gonna come around again like this later. If I don't do it now, it's not gonna happen. And I went for it. Is there anybody who's ever felt that way about anything in your life? Whether it is for approaching your partner, whether it's about getting kids, whether it's about going for a job, going for your business, whatever it may be. And so I felt that way too. And here's what happened. I quit my PhD. I invested the amount of money that I had. I changed to a different country. I started working for my mentor in his company. And in 3 weeks, after learning all of these things about marketing, sales, pretty much a lot of the stuff that I'm going to teach you guys over this event, I closed 70,000 in 3 weeks. Then I became the CEO of this company. Then after that, I became a shareholder in this multi-million-dollar company. In 1.5 years, I made my first million. And I'm not saying this to you guys to just be like, oh, whoa, AI, stop it. I'm in the middle of my story. Just for comedic, comic relief. I was being so intense. But when I started and I invested in myself and I moved to the UK, which is where the company was of my mentor, I grabbed my notebook. And my mentor said to me this, and I want everybody to do the same. Grab your notebook, grab a pen, and write down a specific goal in a specific time frame. So I wrote down, I want to make 1 million in 1 year. And then I started to do the work. And I took action, I kept momentum, I implemented things, I focused on helping people. 1 year in, I didn't make the million. So this is for those of you that are scared to commit to a goal because you're afraid you might not get there. Well, I didn't get there. 1 year in, I didn't make my million. But it was at that point that I knew that I was going to get there because I had put so much hard work in. I was having that momentum. I knew, and I want you guys to write this down, KNOW. That's the power, that you know you're going to get there. By that 1 year, I knew I was going to get there. A little bit earlier, actually. And half a year later, I made my first million, which got us that award. Now, I have a question for you guys. How many of you would still be happy if you made 1 million in 1.5 years? Who would still be happy? Raise your hand nice and high. You're like, okay, let's go then. Okay then, half a year later. Who would, by the way, still be happy if you made it in 2 years? Raise your hand nice and high. Exactly. And that's the point that I'm making. It's actually not even about the time frame. I want you guys to get that very clear. It's not even about whether you make it in 1 year or a bit later or a bit sooner. That doesn't matter. The time frame is there so that we can logically reverse engineer so that you can assess what work to do so that you can actually get there. Does that make sense? Are you guys still with me? So for those of you who are saying like, oh, but what if I don't get there? Don't worry. You are going to get there. You got to have the knowing. And that's another thing that this event is going to help you with. How to develop such a strong conviction that you too know that you're going to get there. So that's what's to come. But for now, I want to say this to you guys as well. How many of you here said that you would already be happy if you made at least 1K as a result of this event? How many of you would already be happy if you made 10K as a result of this event? All right, so let me ask you a question. If you are happy already for 10K, how do you get to 10K faster? If you aim for 10K or if you aim for 100K? Obviously the latter. So this is why it's very important for you guys to understand that we set high targets. And then we're going to do whatever good it takes to get there. And if it takes us exact amount of time that we want, perfect. If it takes us longer, perfect. If it takes us less long, perfect. But we're going to get there. Or better yet, it's already here. Who's with me? All right, good. That's the mind frame we want to have. Which currency are we talking about? Let's pick the dollar. Yeah, $100K. Or any currency that is stronger than the dollar is allowed. Yeah, but nothing lower than the dollar is allowed. All right, so this is what we are going to do then. But then the next question is, how are we going to get there? So let's go to the second secret of the riches. Because the second secret of the riches is actually something that a lot of people do, but it's not going to get you success. So write this down. Secret number 2, saving money is one of the biggest things to do. And yes, this is a family show, so we don't swear. We say peep. But I want this thing to become very clear. Saving money is not a bad thing. It's a heck of a lot better than just blowing your money on things that rest, rot, and depreciate. Spending your money. But it's not going to get you wealth. Who again wants wealth? Raise your hand nice and high. Okay. Generational wealth. Raise your hand even higher. All right, good. So I just want you guys to understand that saving money is beneficial, but it's not gonna, you cannot save your money or save yourself to wealth. That just ain't gonna happen. Yeah? So I just want you guys to understand that. So then what is going to matter? How are we going to do this stuff? And that's the second thing or the next thing that I want to get into. And so what I want you guys to also understand is that if we are going to be able to go and grow this income, I want you guys to understand that we want to do this in a way that is, and I want you all to write this down. We want to do this in a way that is, number 1, predictable. Because let me ask you a question. How many of you here have ever had it that you did make some money, but then the next month it wasn't there? Or you weren't able to reproduce a certain result? Thank you so much, Kitty. Can we clap it up for Kitty, please? She's so amazing. I'm so excited that she's one of our newest students as part of the Freedom Lifestyle Creators family. Kitty from Hong Kong. And yeah, it's just such a joy to have you with us. So thank you so much, Kitty, for being here and being part of the family. So I want you guys to understand that predictability is where it's at. Because there are so many people. Let me tell you one quick story. This is actually quite funny. We had 2 gentlemen come to us 2 years ago, and they were recommended to me by someone else, and they came to us and they said, Tjibaria, we have a business, and they were basically teaching people business and spirituality, the combination of the both, right? So a spiritual business endeavor. And then they said, Tjibaria, our income is like the sea. It goes up and it goes down, and it goes up and it goes down. And they said, we don't, as much as we love the sea, we would like the trend to be a bit more upward and consistent. How many of you can resonate with that? Who too has sometimes a bit of a sea-like income? And this is very important, again, for us to realize. I want you guys to know another thing as well. Have you ever heard of this phenomenon? 2 versus 166. Anybody knows what that stands for? Judging by the confused faces, I don't think you do. So let me say it. For the average person, this is a metric for the amount of incoming payments per month and outgoing payments. Am I right? Look into your bank account and see how many times do you have money coming in versus money going out. For most people, it's a ratio something like this. Who would like to flip it around? Who would actually like it to be like this, where you have your beautiful Stripe account that just goes cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching? Oh, do I have it open? Where's my Stripe? Oh, I've closed it all. Okay, never mind. Where you get a cha-ching and a cha-ching. Everybody with me. That's the cha-ching dance. Every moment. Cha-ching, ting, cha-ching, ting, 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 cha-ching, ting, 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 cha-ching. How many of you guys like it to be the other way around, where you're actually getting way more incoming payments than outgoing payments? Raise your hand nice and high if that's what you want. And so if that's what you want, you can't just play the guessing game. Are you guys with me? Playing the guessing game has not made anyone a millionaire either. And I want you guys to actually create these results for yourself. So predictability is to really figure out, okay, how much effort is it going to take me? What is the work that I'm going to be doing? And then actually doing it. So again, this is another thing that's important, that you are able also to do it efficiently. I want you guys to write this down. Efficient. Who likes the word efficient? Or who better yet likes their business to be efficient? And can I tell you something about my life? I sleep, even though a lot of students wonder what I do because I'm always online. But I sleep, and when I sleep, my business doesn't sleep. So when I'm in bed and I'm dreaming about beautiful things, The business is running. Ads are running. You guys are going to Facebook, you see my stuff. People click on it, people go to the landing page, people see my video where I'm speaking with my energy, I'm empowering people. Something that I recorded once is still out there, empowering people whilst I'm sleeping. And we have people buying, we have people taking action, we have people doing all sorts of stuff whilst I'm sleeping. How many of you guys like the sound of that? Who too would like that to be incorporated in your life? Raise your hand nice and high, because from the little hands, I'm not sure if you guys are excited about that. If you don't want to learn this, I can take it out of the program. You guys tell me, who wants to learn automation? Let me know about that. Comment below and say automation, because automation, write this down, automation equals freedom. I want you guys to all repeat after me. Say it out loud, even though I cannot hear you. Automation equals freedom. Does that make sense? So is it okay that during this event, I'm also going to break down how this can be incorporated? Who wants that? Okay, good. But here's another thing. And I know especially good people always appreciate this. I want to ask you a question. Who here, besides really want to get the results and make a lot of money, really cares about helping people? Raise your hand nice and high if that's you. Okay, I want to see high raises. Come on now, you know, how you do anything is how you do everything. High raises. All right, I want everybody that's got their hand raised to point at yourself and say, if I can help people, I can make money. Repeat that to yourself. Say it out loud. If I can help people, I can make money. Because here's the thing. Business is all about people. I want everybody to write this down. The coolest thing in the world that I realized when I went into business is that it's not about the business plan. It's not about the financial forecast. As a matter of fact, for those of you that have a business plan and a financial forecast, the first day in business, you can throw it in the bin because it's going to be different. What it is about people. And I want you guys to write this down. This is a beautiful quote by Tum 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 Tum. I have to go and get the quote because I forget who said this. Zig Ziglar. Right, he says this. You can have everything in life you want if you just help other people get what they want. Let me say that again. You can have everything in life you want if you just help other people get what they want. So what is business? What is the core of entrepreneurship? The core of entrepreneurship is simply helping people. Helping people to solve their problems. Write this down. Solving problems is all what business is about. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing today. Because what am I here to solve? You guys tell me. What am I solving for you guys? Which is what makes you guys be here and stay here. Tell me, what am I solving? You guys tell me now. Not all at once. Freedom, financial independence. Thank you. Extra income. Thank you. In a nutshell, the way how I see it is I'm going to help you guys to actually get it right this time. To actually see, okay, how do I do this darn thing? And how do I do it whilst being authentic? Who cares about that? That you are actually yourself. You don't have to pretend to be another person, fake it till you make it. No, just be yourself. Be yourself, be genuine, and allow people to see you. That's what we're going to get into in just a moment. But before we do that, actually, I want to ask you guys a question. Because again, this is all about you guys. Usually I do this way sooner than I actually do it right now. But I want you guys to also really become aware that, again, this event is here so that we can train you, mentor you, answer your questions, and actually see you guys get the results. Who's on board with that? Raise your hand nice and high if that is you. So I need to have your attention. Can I have everybody's eyes? and you know, in a cartoon, you'll then probably see someone, they put their eyes, I was like, here you go. No, I don't mean that. Can I have your attention, please? Because this is very important. I should have said this sooner. But there's a couple of things that we're doing for you guys so that this is a mentorship endeavor. This is not an event. Yes, this is an event, but this is a mentorship. So is it okay if I'm going to share something with you that is going to completely make it a mentorship? And I want to ask you guys if you've ever heard this. Your network equals your net worth. Anybody ever heard that? I want you to write this down. Your network equals your net worth. Now, what does that saying mean? It means that there is incredible significance in the people that you surround yourself with. Let me give you an example. Imagine one of you guys. If you tell me your 5 closest friends, I can predict your future. And this is a bit harsh, but here's how that goes. If you are surrounded by 5 broke people, you are the 6th broke person. If you surround yourself with 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6th millionaire. Does this make sense to you guys? How many of you have having an aha moment right now, by the way? This is incredibly important because we are social creatures. We are the kind of people that really are impressionable, and the quality of comments, energy, and correspondence that we have around us is incredibly detrimental to our success. But here's the thing. A lot of people, when I say something like this, say like, yeah, but I don't have any millionaires around me. Is there anybody like that? You don't know your millionaire next door, right? Is anybody like that? I certainly was like, oh, that's indeed a very interesting thing. So I have a question for you. How many of you would actually like us during this event today, tomorrow, and forever? No, joking, that's just a song. But today and 5 days next week and the time in between, that we actually mentor you, where not just myself, but also our incredible team are going to be here with you. We're going to have a private endeavor where we're going to back and forth with you about your plans, your duty, your questions, and that we actually hold you accountable so that this event may be the most powerful mentorship that you have ever received. Who likes the sound of that? By the way, completely free of charge. Comment below me if you would like that. Let me know in the chat box. Say me if you would like that. Okay, cool. So here's how we're going to do this. This is something really, really powerful. We've done this many times before, and that is also the reason why we have had so many people come to this event and make money during this event. Who wants to be one of those, by the way? Raise your hand nice and high. And that's not going to happen if you're just going to sit here, make some notes, and then later on put it on the shelf so that it becomes shelf development. No, we want this to be self-development, which means you got to pull up your sleeves and do the work. Does that make sense? Who's willing to do the work? Because then and only then are we going to provide this free service of mentorship, not just me, but with our team too. So here's how this is going to go. It is called the P1M families. Everybody write this down. The P1M family. And it goes in 2 ways. We have an incredible, powerful team to which I'm going to introduce you 2 of them that are actually having a speech prepared for you. And I'm so, so excited to have you guys be empowered by their stories. But we have 3 incredible leaders in here. One of them is the amazing Christina. And she is in the amazing US. Christina, I love you. You're so amazing. Big hoo, ha, hoo. Another one of them is the incredible Josie, who you will not see behind here because Josie is over here right now. And I'm going to introduce you to her in a moment. And we have the amazing Mien, who's also not on her chair because she's here as well. They're going to share something so incredibly powerful with you guys. But what I want you guys to take away from this is the following. What we're going to do with the P1M family, so P1M stands for Project 1 Million. We're going to do this. Each and every one of you guys that want to be part of this free, intense mentorship will be divided across 3 families. How many families? 3. Number 1 is the Christina family. Number 2 is the Josie family. And number 3 is the Mien family. I'm going to be in all of the families, but we're going to do something incredibly exciting, which I'm going to reveal to you guys in a moment. Here's the next thing. And by the way, students, you think you know what's coming. You don't know what's coming. So be ready. This is something crazy, and even our students are going to fall off your chairs. Here it goes. Also, for everyone that wants to be a part of this, you are going to privately be mentored by myself and one of the team leaders. So say, for example, you have leader Josie. We're going to create a private chat with me, Josie, and you. Okay, write this down so you understand how this works. In these private chats, we're going to hold you accountable. We're going to ask you things. We're going to give you homework. We're going to answer your questions. And that is why I did want to say that this is very important, because again, I want you guys to make money as soon as humanly possible, but in a good way. Who's with me on that one so far? All right. And I want to see those results. But guess what? So you're going to have the private mentorship from now until the final day, which is the 5th of October. But we're also going to participate in the family. So you're going to have some of you in the Christina family, some of you in the Josie family, some of you in the Mian family. And we're going to have the battle of the families. Repeat after me, everybody. The battle of the families. And guess what? We have a retreat by the end of this year. You guys know what I'm going for, right? You guys know what I'm going for. And with the battle of the families, there's going to be a crazy prize for the top family. And what this means is the following. If you guys, and we're going to assess on the first day, what are the different characteristics? Like, how can a family actually win? What are the requirements for a family to win? You got to participate. You got to go make the results happen. You got to turn on your camera, homework, all of this stuff. But here's the thing. We're going to do something related to the retreat for the family that wins. Now, I'm not going to say what that is yet, but everyone of the winning family will get something that is worth thousands of pounds to sponsor you towards our retreat. So are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Who is willing to win, by the way? Raise your hand nice and high if you actually want to get results and get your family to win. I'm not saying what it is yet, but this is to be revealed during this event. So without any further ado, I'm going to put a link in the chat box. And this is a link that I want you guys to click on. So I'm just going to pause the chat for a second. I want you to click on this link, and I want you to apply for a family. Again, this is free of charge. So you're going to click on this link. You're going to put your name, your email address, your phone number. We have all the data already, apart from your actual Facebook profile. And I know there's always a few people that say, I'm not on Facebook for this event. Please go on Facebook. Yeah, just for the sake of this event. At the end of this event, you're going to understand why you want to stay here, because actually you can make some good money from being on Facebook. So what happens is this. When you click on that link, we are going to basically ask you, what is your Facebook profile link? So I'm showing you how you can get there. So if you click here on your own profile, then this is your profile link. And this is what we're going to ask for, so that we can send you a friend request and then add you in a private chat and in the family chats. Now, some of you are already in the family chats. That's awesome. But we also need to make the private chats with you as well. So if you can then make sure to click on the link and then add in your private link for your Facebook, your profile, then we are able to find you. But there's another thing as well. The moment that you click on that link, and maybe you don't know exactly where's your, how do I get to my, how do you call it? Words. I'm a speaker, but sometimes I'm lost for words as well. When you click on that and you don't know how to actually find your particular link, then what you'll see on the next page is actually all of us. So you can just send us a friend request. And if you are not able to retrieve your link, then just type out what is your name on Facebook and then connect with us so that we can easily find you. Is that sounding okay with everybody? Are you guys with me? Now, if you have joined the family, comment below and say join. For the sake of simplicity, I'm also going to add this link to our mentorship channel as well, because there's always a few people that, the chat goes so quickly that you may miss it. But without any further ado, I want to actually introduce you to two of the leaders that have traveled all the way to Dubai for really making this event the most explosive Project 1 Million yet. And the first person that I want to introduce to you is the incredible Josie. Now, Josie, I don't know, I want to almost say that I've been able to see her grow up because this little lady started with us when she was only 19. And I just want you to hold on to your chair because when you hear her story, you're going to be like, what the flipping flip? Is truly inspiring. So can everybody please join me by commenting below and giving a big, humongous hoo-ha-hoo to the one and the only Miss Josie!
Thank you. How do I get this on? Is the next question. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Amazing. Wow. How powerful is this? Can you guys hear me, by the way? Just give me a quick little thumbs up if you can hear me. Perfect. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Josie, and I'm part of the sales team here at FLC. And right now, with this quick minute that I have with you guys, I really want to specifically talk to anyone here who you want freedom. You want that freedom lifestyle, whatever that looks like for you. Time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom. But maybe you don't feel like you have what it takes to get there. You feel a sense of, why me? Does that resonate with anyone? Have anyone ever felt that, like, why me? You see other people doing it, but maybe you don't feel like you have what it takes to do that. Thank you for sharing. Because a lot of people I speak to that come to this event say the exact same thing. And that's exactly what I said too. When I started, I didn't feel ready. I didn't think I had what it took. When Tjibaria actually asked me to join the team, I laughed a little bit because I thought, no way am I doing sales. But I did it anyway. And I am so glad I did, because fast forward 3 years to right now, I can proudly say that I've closed almost $1 million in sales here at FLC. Thank you. Thank you. Like my friend Seb Williams from the team says, though, I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you what is possible. Does that make sense? Because that is possible for every single one of you. So I want you to know that you're here for a reason, and you don't need to know it all or feel ready to be able to show up and show out for yourself right now during this event. Because like Tjibaria said earlier, as long as you have the desire, you have the want, and you're willing to do the work, you're willing to do whatever good it takes to get there, there is no reason why you can't have the life that you know you deserve. Okay, so I want you guys to know that right now, so you can take that with you during this next 5 days we're gonna have next week. Okay, sounds good? Will you remember that? Amazing, perfect, thank you so much. Before I hand you back over to Tjibaria very quickly, make sure if you haven't already, click that link, join a family so that we can personally mentor you through these 5 days. So again, thank you so much everyone for listening. Have a great event, and I'll pass you back over to Tjibaria. Oh. It's a mic.
Yes, thank you so much. Can we please clap it up for Josie? Oh my goodness, I was just melting like a little puddle over there with proudness. I don't know if proudness is a word, but this is really, really incredible. And again, it makes me so proud to hear that because, again, she started as a kid, 19 years old. And when we were looking at the stats the other day, I was just like, hey, Josie, did you actually know that you have closely to 1 million? She's like, no, I didn't know that. And that's really, really incredible. She didn't even knew she was doing that, but she did it anyways. Because what Josie focuses on is helping people. Does that make sense? How many of you want to get results like that as well? By focusing on helping people. She wasn't even focused on the money. I had to remind her, hey, by the way, did you know this? Right? And that's what this is all about. And that's why right now I want to introduce you to another incredible member of our team. And what I want you guys to understand is that the most incredible things can happen when you just go for it, when you say yes to yourself. Because there's been so many people that came to this event, past editions of this event or the current edition of this event, and that really described it, not just as an awesome business event, but as rebirth. And I want everybody here to keep that in mind when you listen to this very powerful journey and story of the amazing. the one and only, Mien! Please put your hands together and comment a big hoo-ha-hoo for Mien!
Thank you so much.
Mwah.
Okay, welcome family. Who is family? Waving your hands. Hoo ha hoo. And yeah, I'm Mien from Hong Kong. I met Tjibaria and the whole team when I was totally broke in love and in finance. My pain even made my dad so worried about me, and he fell in depression, still under the medicine right now. Back then, I learned a lot from Tjibaria, but honestly, I quitted. I didn't run through the finish line. Still, deep down, a voice told me, start again. In 2024, a new version of me, Mien, was born. The universe really reconnected me with Tjibaria and the whole team. And everything shifted. I opened up, accepted her accountability, and felt her genuine care. She even watched my ordinary live videos and subscribed to my teeny tiny YouTube channel. And that presence gave me the strength to rise again. So I stay in the FLC. To me, it's an abundance lane, a safe place to grow, to flow, and to glow. Now I'm here not just a student, but also a leader walking with you. I've learned to embrace the solitude, to create from truth, and witness my whole family, the FLC family members' courage and beautiful steps forward. If my story resonates with you, I invite you to walk this path with us. Let's run this journey together, because as long as we go together, going together with a group, success will follow. Let's go, and the link and the group is ready for you guys. Woo-ha-hoo! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, pass this. This very important mic to this.
Thank you so much. Can we please give it up for the incredible Mien? Give her a big hoo-ha-hoo! Oh my goodness, it's just absolutely incredible. I don't know, like maybe this is just a, I don't know, just such a blessing. I just want to say this is a blessing. I want to say a huge thank you to Mien for daring to believe in herself again. Because like Mien was saying, she came to this event before many years ago and didn't allow herself to actually take the steps. Like she said in her own words, she quit. How many of you have ever quit because you were just so devastated by the challenges? And what Mien has proven over and over again, and all of the students that she's helping are feeling that, is that it's never too late to start again. It's never too late to say, yes, this is my time. I deserve this. And so I want everybody to comment below and say, I deserve this too. Put your chat, put the words in the chat. I'm still so mesmerized by all this beauty. But I'm not done yet here. I want to actually say a couple of words about Christina. Because Christina, I don't know if you have met her yet. She's not currently here in Dubai. She's coming very, very soon. But I want to say personally a couple of words about her. Christina is one of the most die-hard leaders that I've ever met. And it doesn't matter what is happening, how many different things she's doing, how many different people she's helping. She goes all in. She's a true leader of her family. She's a true leader in our FLC family. And she goes above and beyond to make a difference to other people. And for that, Christina, I just want to say thank you so much for doing what you do. You're practically Wonder Woman to me, and I love you so much. And Mien, I love you so much. Josie, I love you so much. I want to say thank you so much to our incredible FLC family. So please, everybody, can we put our hands together for the incredible Christina, Josie, Mien, hoo ha hoo. And if you haven't already, click on the link, join the family, because it is going to empower you to truly change your life. Does that make sense? Who's ready for that? Raise your hand nice and high. Show yourself a big smile. All right, cool. Now, one more very important thing before we carry on and wrap up with the secrets of the riches. I want to obviously say, and I should have said this before, I do apologize, sorry, not sorry, that I didn't share this yet, but very important, you guys have a few more assets as part of this event to truly make your experience and results unforgettable and incredibly powerful. So I want you guys to click on 3 more links if you haven't already. These are the 3 things that are the other assets. The first one is a mentorship channel. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen again so that you guys can see exactly what this is. So the mentorship channel is basically this channel right here. It's on Telegram. On here, we send a lot of extra material. We send videos, we send extra bonus stuff. I've already created a bunch of extra material that I want you guys to see, and we don't share it anywhere else apart from in this chat. So if you are not part of this yet, click on link number 1, because there you can then join the Telegram. It's a private free app that you can use so that you are part of that as well. The second link is the FLC Freedom Lifestyle Entrepreneurs group. So this group is very, very important as well, because this is the group where we are going to do the doings. So what I want you all to do is to join this group, click on the second link, and then request access. So what our team will do, so I'm looking at the team, wink, wink, if you can accept all of these beautiful people into this group, so that in this group, you're going to do part of your homework. And this is a very important one. And for that matter, I quickly want to look you guys in the eyes once more. Can I look you guys in the eyes? Can you guys look at my eyes? I'm looking very serious. So I want to ask a quick question. Who here, once more, is actually ready for results? Raise your hand nice and high. You want to create results? You want to create the results during this event. Okay, beautiful. And so what I want you to understand is that if you want to create results, you got to do the homework. And the first homework that everybody will do, and this starts today directly after this session, is for everybody to make a video in this group. And we like to say it this way. This video is, ideally, it's a live video. But if a live option is not there for you, some people that have a new Facebook account cannot go live, then it's just posting a video. And this video, you're going to share 3 things. How many things, guys? 3. The first thing that you are going to share with this video is, what are your aha moments? So what are the different things that you've learned during today's session or next week during the first session, the second session? You basically make a video every single day that we have a session, and you're going to share what were the biggest things that stood out for you, the biggest lessons, the biggest moments where you're like, aha. Now, some of you might say 1 aha moment. Some of you will say 3. Some of you will say 77. Yes, we've had that before. So you can make as many aha moments. You can share as much as you want. It's your party, but there's a powerful thing in it. And I want everybody to understand this. Teaching is learning. Write that down. Teaching is learning. And there is something that I have learned early on in my entrepreneurial career, is that if you're hungry for success, and raise your hand again if that's you, who's hungry for success, and you set earlier on the commitment that you are going to do the doings. Raise your hand nice and high once more. All right. So if that is you, it is incredibly important that directly after the session is complete, you make this video. Don't wait. Don't be like, oh, as a girl, I need to put on my lipstick. We always say this to girls. No lippy lippy. Guys, you don't need to trim your beards. You look handsome. No trimmy trimmy. So this is what we say in FLC. No lippy lippy, no trimmy trimmy. Some of you know it already. Just do it straight away. Because here's another success tip. Write this down, everybody. Success loves speed. Success loves speed. What does that mean? It means that those people that are able to execute with speed are the people that get the success. Do I make myself clear? So directly after this session is done, you're going to grab your phone, you're going to make your way to the FLE group, you're going to click live video. You're just going to go live, and then you're going to share. Number 1 is, What are your biggest aha moments? Second thing that you're going to share is what we call a public declaration, PD. And the public declaration is basically where you say, I publicly declare that I am going to do X, Y, Z. So you publicly declare what you're going to do. The simplest thing that you can publicly declare is that you say, I'm going to be here for all of the days. Or another public declaration is, I'm going to do my homework. Or another thing that you're going to say, and this is a very powerful one, I'm going to make 1 million in 1 year. Does that make sense? Because studies show that those people that publicly declare what they're going to do are more likely to actually do it. Why? Because there's a whole group of people that you have informed that will therefore hold you accountable and, more importantly, support you. Does that make sense? We will support you. We're not going to laugh. We're not going to be like, oh, this video is not good. No, what you will see is that a lot of people will watch your videos. Our team will watch your video. A lot of you guys will watch each other's videos, and you will receive comments so kind, so genuine, so supportive that your confidence builds. Who wants that? Who wants your confidence to grow? Beautiful. So I want you to point to yourself and say, I will go live. Say it out loud. I cannot hear you, but I can see your lips. I will go live. Very good. And the last thing that you're going to do in that video is you're going to share something of inspiration. Inspiration. Or in my case, inspiration and a bit of transpiration. That was a funny joke, or was it not a funny joke? Some of you are like, oh, Tjibaria, you're so silly. I know, but that's what keeps it fun, isn't it? Right? It would be boring if I just say bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. I want to capture your attention. So 3 things, aha moments, public declaration, and inspiration. You guys may be wondering, what do you mean inspiration? The simplest thing that you can do to inspire someone is smile. Or you can share a quote. Or you can share a story. Whatever you want to share from your heart to the heart of the viewer. Does that make sense? Are you guys with me? So everybody comment below and say, I will go live straight away. Comment that below. Say, I will go live straight away after we finish. Very important. And this also holds for the old-timers. I'm just looking at my FLC students that have been here before and might think, well, I don't have to do it again. Yes, you're going to have to do it again. All right? All of you. I see Fan over there. I see Sandrine over there. I see Natalie over there. You guys show them how it's done. Is that okay, FLC students? Let's support these newbies. Let's show them that they can do it too. All right, awesome. So that's that. And then the third link that I was sending is the book. So as you guys know, we have a book, and that book has all of the blueprints, and it's actually very powerful to have that book as well. Now, some of you may be thinking, yes, Tjibaria, but that book isn't free. You're right. We sell this book. We sell this book for £1. A whole pound. Yeah, so you can buy the book for £1, which is roughly $1.18 or €1.17, something like that. And it's really beneficial. It helps you a lot. It allows you to get extra exercises that then allow you to deepen and deeper understand the material. If for whatever reason you do not have the book, you're still going to completely transform your life with this event. But the book may help you do that even quicker. Is that clear? Are you guys with me? So that's the final link as part of your assets of this event. Is everybody with me? Raise your hand nice and high. All right, good. Now we are now entering our 3rd hour. And as you guys know, every single day, it's 2 to 3 hours. I think I can complete the rest of this session within roughly 30 minutes plus. So I want everybody to complete and comment below and say, I will stay until the end. Oh, where do you have to upload your video? In the FLE group, my dear. Yeah, so that's this group. I'm just going to send the link again in here. So this is the group. I'm going to send it in the group chat over here in the, how do you call it? Oh, I'm not sharing the group chat. 1 second. I'm sharing it in, Yeah, I've shared it in the Telegram chat. So you can click it there. And I'm also going to send it in our chat on Zoom once more as well. So this is the group. And so make sure that you request membership now, and then our team, if you can go and accept all of the beautiful people over here, so that directly when we finish this call, they can go live and do their doings. Yeah? All right. That all being said, let's carry on. And I only see Garfin commenting, I will stay until the end. So Garfin, I think we're going to have some private mentorship then, you and me. The rest is not staying. Or is the rest still too busy clicking on all these links? Comment below and say, I'll stay until the end. Oh, sorry, I missed all the other comments. Okay. That's my bad. But everybody comment below and say, I will stay until the end. Betty, so good to see you as well. Betty is also one of our amazing students. Her and her young son, Joseph, are both on here. Hello, Joseph. All right, cool. So next important point. 3rd secrets of the riches. And this is a very deep one. So make sure to take note of this one. When it comes to creating wealth and creating the difference between rich and poor, because there's 2 different mindsets. You either have a rich mindset or you have a poor mindset. The difference between the 2 is the ability and the willingness to manage your money. All right? The ability and the willingness. Now let's start with ability first. Because what was I saying earlier? I was saying that majority of this world is not living a freedom lifestyle. And it's not because they're not capable. It's not because they don't want to. It's because they do not operate on the right data. You guys remember that? Not too long ago that I said that to you guys. So if there's anybody here that's been like, yes, I really want to make money, but I just don't know where to start, this event is going to solve that for you. At the end of this event, you're going to have the ability. So you have to stay until the end, all of the days. But the second one is actually more important. And that's also what I said to you guys earlier. Perhaps to your surprise, it is the willingness. Because by the end of this event, you're going to know exactly what to do to create $1 million in revenue and to do it over and over and over again. Question is, are you going to be willing to do it? And so what is very important when it comes to the game of business is that it's not just a game of business where we need to find out a product and get leads and make sales. It's actually much bigger than that. It's a mind game. And I want you guys to write this down. Business is a mind game. It is the question whether you are going to go and do the doings or take yourself out of the game. As a matter of fact, and this may sound brutal, but look at the counter right now. We have already got people that have taken themselves out of the game. People that also very happily early on said, I'm going to stay until the end. Business and success is a mind game. So I have a question for you. Who is willing to actually transform your mind so that you have the willingness to create a beautiful future for yourself and your loved ones? Comment below me if that is you. Let me say another thing. Because maybe there's some people here, and we always have a few, that wonder, like, do I really actually deserve this? And I don't know who I'm saying this for, but I'm going to say it. I want you to know that you deserve this. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be free. You deserve to live a beautiful, good life. Doesn't matter what has happened in your past, what mistakes you may have made, what difficulties you may have faced. You deserve the absolute best. Does that make sense? Every one of you. But I also want to say this. This came to us as a surprise to me, but it is very, very powerful. Who's ever heard of self-love? Anybody here? Practice self-love. Yes, everybody with me. Let's do it all together. Let's hug ourselves. Self-love. Woo-hoo-hoo. I love myself. Repeat after me. Say, I love myself. All right, good. But did you guys know that success is one of the highest forms of self-love? Let me say that again. Success is one of the highest forms of self-love. Why? Because when you acquire success, you love yourself so much that you know that you deserve the most abundant life possible. And you will not stop until you actually beautifully get there. You're not settling for, oh, I'm just going to go for something that I actually don't want. You realize that life is precious, that we have been given the gift of life, and that every single morning that we wake up once more with fresh breath in our lungs, it's a blessing. As my dad once says, every single day we are born again. When are you going to realize that you deserve to not just be born again, but to live the most beautiful life? Success is one of the highest forms of self-love. Who's with me on that one? Who has an aha moment? And who understands that, again, you too deserve that. And if you are like, well, what if this, what if that, what if it actually happens? Did you guys know that nothing can stop you from creating the life of your dreams apart from yourself? Now here's that. How's that for an aha moment? Nothing can stop you but you. And that's why training our mind is so important. We have to start recognizing what are our patterns. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever had it that you end at the end of the month and you have very little money in your bank account until it is replenished with a new incoming salary or some form? Some of you are laughing. You're like, oh la la, how did you know my situation? How many of you have had that? That your bank account kind of looks like this. There's nothing that goes down and then whoop again, and then it goes down and then whoop again. This is a pattern. And until you realize that you have a pattern and you are being made aware and empowered to change the pattern, you will not get any success. Does that make sense? Unless you are willing to change those patterns that do no longer serve you. Does that make sense? And that's why I want to redefine sales. Because truth be told, who wants to make $1 million? Raise your hand nice and high. If you want to make $1 million, guess what you're going to have to do? Sales. Who loves sales? Raise your hand nice and high if you love sales. Like, I love sales. All right, a lot of people love sales. Who's like, ooh, I don't like sales at all? Raise your hand. Ay, thank you for your honesty. Here's the thing. If I thought that sales was being just another slimy salesman or woman that just wants to make a quick buck and not actually care about people, I wouldn't like it either. And unfortunately, we live in a society where there's a bunch of those people out there. People that scam people, people that just want to make a quick buck, but they don't actually care about their clients. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has given sales a tremendously bad name for most of us. But if you understand the true art of sales, you would think differently. And that's what we're going to unravel during this event. I want you guys to repeat after me or just write this down. This is what you're going to learn in this event, because we don't just want you guys to make a quick buck. No, we want you to do it respectably. We want you to do it by helping individuals. And so here's how we define sales. It inspired by my mentors and added our own little flavor to it. Write this down. Sales is surfing, or selling is surfing, and it's a spiritual process to empower someone to see a better future and to move them towards it. Let me say this again. Selling is surfing, and it's a spiritual process of empowering someone to see a better future and to move them towards it. Now, Vicky, thank you for your comment. When you hear this definition, does it make you like it a little bit more? That it's not just about persuading someone to buy my thing, but to actually empower someone to live their best life. Because let me tell you another side of sales. You know what sales also is? I want everybody to write this down. Selling is caring about someone so much that you're not going to give up on them, even though they've given up on themselves. Let me say that again. Selling also means that you care about someone so much that you're not going to give up on them, even though they've given up upon themselves. And let me tell you a story to prove that. When I just invested in myself for the first time, and I quit my PhD, I moved to the UK, and I started to learn sales, I was just like Vicky. And I was so afraid of becoming someone who just persuades people. Who can resonate with Vicky and with me? That's like, oh, I don't want to do that. I want to be a good person. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to bring all of our money with us. When we come to the end of our life, we're not going to bring our bags of cash. We're not going to bring our awards. We're not going to bring our accolades or our status. These earthly things will stay here. What we will bring, however, in my belief, is the good energy that we brought upon this world. How many of you are with me? And in that understanding, I wanted to make sure that first and foremost, I was and stayed a good person. Yes, I want to make money, but I don't want to compromise my values of being a good person. Who's with me on that one? That is why we don't say do whatever it takes. We say do whatever good it takes. I want everybody to comment that below. Do whatever good it takes, which, by the way, is the name of our e-commerce brand, Doggett. So if you guys want to get an you want to get an FLC hoodie, or you want to get an FLC t-shirt or a hat, Doggett Official, do whatever good it takes, right there. But here's the thing. When I started out, the first thing that I learned was sales and marketing. I want you guys to, by the way, write that down. Sales, marketing. These are the two core fundamentals for any business, no matter what it is that you're doing. And the first thing that I was doing is I was hitting the phones. Hello. And I was closing sales tickets for an event. Now, some of you may know the old event that we used to run. So my old business partner and mentor and brother from another mother, Master Shri Akashna, and myself and our old company, H Academy, we used to run an event that was called Superpower Life. Anybody still knows that? Anybody from back in the day, Superpower Life? Yes, Monica's there. Some of you may know it. These days, that similar event has changed and has evolved, but right now, some of you may know it as Manifesting Miracles. But Superpower Life was the predecessor of that. So that was a 3-day, incredibly powerful event where we transformed people's lives. It was in person. We did lots of these events in London, but we also did it in the US. We did it in Asia, lots of different places. We went to Slovakia as well, which was super awesome. So we run this event in a lot of different places. And this event had a ticket price of £100. Now I ask you guys a question. Do you guys think it's worth to have a 3-day powerful, incredible event that can completely transform your life for £100, £100? That's basically what it was. And when I started with that, I was calling people up, people that had raised their hands, and I was calling them to close ticket sales. Now, when I started, there was another person who started with me at the same time. His name was Linus, and he came from Lithuania, and he was just as rookie as I was. And so what did we do all day? We were calling people on the phone. Now, back in the day, we had a very small office inside of a garage, as many companies have in the beginning. And I remember very well that I was sitting over here, Master Shri Akashna was sitting over there, and then we had a garden on this side. And Linus was on the phone in the garden, and he was walking back and forth, walking, talking the whole time. At some moments, he was laughing on the phone. Master Akashna and myself were looking at each other like, oh, there's a good call. And at some point, he looked so concerned. He was like standing still and like completely in emotion and earnest. And that call went on for an hour. And after an hour, Linus came back into the office and we said, hey, how did it go? And he said, wow, what a good guy. I said, okay, awesome. Did you close? Is he coming to the event? He said, no, he's not coming. He really wanted to, but he only had £100 left in his account. And I couldn't close him. The guy's got to eat. Now I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you resonate with that? Because me sitting there as a rookie, I felt the same way. I'm just like, yeah, of course you cannot close the deal. The guy's got to eat. Who can resonate with that sentiment? Okay, thank you for sharing. Then Master Shri Krishna stood up. He walked up to the both of us and, as a mentor does, asked us 3 questions. And I want you guys to write these questions down because this changed my life and it changed my perspective about what sales really was. And so he asked 3 questions. I want you guys to write them down. Question number 1, he said, do you think that this event is going to help this guy? He says, absolutely yes. This guy was actually saying like, man, this has been something that he's been waiting for. He's like, where have you guys been all my life? He really wanted this. He said he needed this. And yeah, I think it will really help him. Excellent. That was question number 1. Do you think that this will help that person? Question number 2, he said, is this the first time that that guy only got $100, £100 in his account? And Linus said, well, no, he actually told me. He said he's been like this for the last 10 years, always living hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. What does that mean, guys? Pattern. It's a pattern. And here came the 3rd question. And this question may shock you. Master Shri Krishna said to me and my colleague, but my colleague especially, will he die? He's like, what? What do you mean, will he die? He said, if he buys the ticket, do you think, because the event is going to take place in 2 weeks, do you think he will die? Because you said he's got to eat, right? Do you think he will die of starvation? Just like, well, probably not. He said he has some family, he's got some friends, he can probably go and eat with them. He says, perfect. So he says, what you're going to do right now is you're going to pick back up the phone and you're going to close the deal. Okay, so Linus grabbed his phone, went back into the garden again, half an hour in the garden, all the emotions. And then he came back and he closed the deal. 2 weeks later, we ran the event. We were all standing there welcoming the people in. And at some point, that guy came into the event. And Master Shri Krishna did this to my colleague Linus. He said, hey, see, he's alive. And that event changed that guy's life. Now, what does this teach you? I'll tell you what it taught me. It taught me that sometimes people want to change. Sometimes people want to get the results. But sometimes they just gotta need someone to care enough about them to not let them give up. Because the guy had already given up. It's like, sorry, I can't do it. I only have £100. I really want to, but I can't do it. He had already given up. And the true meaning of sales is that you help someone wake up, realize the pattern, help them break the pattern so that then they may thrive. Sales is caring about someone so much that you're not giving up upon someone, even though they have given up upon themselves. How many of you understand what I'm saying? And I really want to appreciate all of you guys for listening to this, because Vicky is right. The society has made us believe all the wrong things. And it goes even deeper than that. My personal belief is that things are orchestrated in a particular way so that most good people are not able to thrive. But there's 2 possibilities in that. The first stage is that you're not even aware. You're just in the matrix. Then, you're operating on the wrong data. How can you blame you? Because you don't know how to get out of it. But second stage is that you have the awareness. Once you become aware, then it's up to you. Then it's up to us to stand up as leaders and say, hey, you know what? Back then, I wasn't aware. So I can't blame myself that I wasn't able to break free. But now it's a different story. Now I know how to do it. Now it's up to me to stand up and to make it happen because I owe it to myself. I want you to repeat after me. Say, I owe it to myself to live a beautiful life. I want you to repeat after me and say, I deserve to live the most beautiful life possible. I deserve to be abundant. And thirdly, I am abundant. Comment that below. Say, I am abundant. Does that make sense? How many of you understand this whole thing? How many of you understand? How many of you took an aha moment from that story? And that is why, again, I want you guys to understand, it is not just about being able to do it, knowing how to do it. It's also the willingness. And let me tell you, in this event, if you go all in and you stay with us, we're going to help you with both. Is that okay? Are you guys with me? Comment below and say, yes, we're doing this together. Now, here comes secret number 4. Invest in assets, not in liabilities. Very important one. Invest in assets, not liabilities. Now, some of you may be wondering, what is an asset? What is a liability? So in case you do not know, I'm going to share it with you guys right now. An asset is something that appreciates in value. It goes up. It is something that grows over time. Does that make sense? Something that is valuable and it remains valuable and it grows in value. A liability is something that loses value over time. It is also called to be resting, rotting, and depreciating. So let's do a little bit of a game. Who can give me an example of a liability? Let me know in the chat box. What is an example of a liability? And you have to be aware, sometimes this is a dangerous question, and people may say all sorts of funny stuff. A car, that's right. A car is a liability. Unless you're making money with that car. That's a different story. A phone, also kind of a liability, but actually not entirely. If you're a freedom lifestyle creator, this phone is actually an asset because it is your tool to connect with the world and empower the world and make a lot of money. So that can go both ways. Let's see, designer clothes. I agree with you. Now, some ladies might be like, oh la la, no, designer clothes are absolutely an asset. No, it's not. It's not an asset. Anything that depreciates in value. Yes, for instance, if I want to buy a flat screen TV, is that an asset? No, it's not. So let me ask you this. What is an asset? Let me know. Give me some examples from assets. Job is a liability. Okay, give me an example of an asset. Hey, Vicky's waving. Real estate, absolutely right. What else? Investments, specify that. Property, exactly. What else? Gold, silver, you're absolutely right. What else? Stocks, can be, definitely can be. What else? Talent, ooh, that's a good one. I'm interested in unpacking that more. This goes in the right direction. Courses, rare elements. All right, cool. So I guess you guys are understanding the point. Whatever is allowing you to grow the value, make, as it is called, an ROI, write this down, a return on investment, that's an asset. So whatever grows in that way. Are you guys with me? But here's the thing. Most people are not in the right mindset with regards to that. Let me show you. And I want you guys to take a screenshot. I want you guys to take a screenshot of this, or a screenshot or a photo of this one. And I actually want to do a little exercise. Let me actually ask you guys a question. Who here wants to already start creating results today? Raise your hand nice and high. Who wants to get results today? All right. Now, if you get results today, we're going to do an Instagram story challenge. Yeah? And if you are participating in this challenge, you are going to be able to win a VIP ticket for the rest of this event. Yeah, so if you participate, you get that. But if you don't win that, then it's still going to be beneficial because what you're going to learn as the final blueprint of today's session is that being visible is what's going to get you to empower people and make an income. So here's how it goes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share that slide and you guys are going to take a photo of it. That's the first. So you take a photo. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to your Instagram. You're going to upload that photo. So let's just say I put a photo in here or a video. You put it onto your story. and then you tag me in it. All right? Now, I know some of you are well familiar with this. You guys will crush it, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Some of you have never done this before. Shall I teach you guys how to do it? Shall I give you guys an instruction after the session so you know how to do this too, so I can actually build you an audience? All right, good. So here's the thing. I'm going to send that instruction into the mentorship channel. So if you're not in that yet, then make sure you're in that. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to take 1 minute. How many minutes? 1 minute. And you're going to take a photo with this thing that I've just shown, and you're going to make an IG Instagram story, and you're going to tag me in it, and my name is at Tjibaria, Tjibaria, and you're going to tag me in it. All right? Is the message clear? And again, if you've never done this before, don't worry. Just take the picture, and then you do it later when I have sent you the instruction. So we're going to do this for 1 minute. So 1 minute and begin. And after you've done it, I want you guys to give yourself a big hoo-ha-hoo. Everybody with me? Hoo-ha-hoo. And another one? Hoo-ha-hoo. Yeah, let's go. Awesome. Very good. And you might not realize, yes, the power of this, but this is actually incredibly important and powerful. You will come to realize that very soon, because at the end of today's session, I'm going to give you a blueprint that shows why this is so important. And I'm looking at the time, and we're probably going to take the full 3 hours. So stay with me until the end. Comment below and say, I'll be here until the end. All right. That being said, let me now share that slide with you so that you actually understand why a lot of people are not always as willing to do the right thing that helps them forward. So sometimes people are like, hey, 2 hours on a masterclass, I don't have the time. 2 hours of Netflix, time flies, let's watch another one. And by the way, if you're guilty of any of those, raise your hand, I certainly am. $200 on an online course, I can't afford that. $200 on a night out, let's go out again next week, yay! Priorities. $1,000 to start a business, too expensive. $1,000 on a holiday, why not? YOLO, right? Now, $2,000 to invest in yourself. I can't justify that. $2,000 on the new iPhone. I need it, even if I need it on a plan. Are you guys getting what I'm trying to say? Most of us are not looking through the eyes of success, of assets and liabilities. Most of us are looking just at our usual patterns. So I want you guys to do another thing as your homework. From now until next week, and perhaps beyond, every single time that you purchase something, I want you to answer for yourself. Is this an asset or a liability? Will you do that? With every single money investment, every single time investment, just for these 2 weeks, because we're here this week and next week, 1.5 weeks roughly. I just want you to ask that for yourself. Create the awareness, because once the awareness is there, you're going to make better choices. Who's with me on that homework? I usually don't give this homework, but I'm going to give it to you guys now. I feel inspired to. So just ask yourself, is this an asset or is this a liability? And the more assets, the more you're devoted towards assets, the better it is. Now, here's a very important one. And a lot of you will probably be shocked. Don't kill your money. Don't kill your money. Write this down. Secret number 5. If you understand this one, you're going to go places. And in order for me to really, truly express this one and explain it to you guys, I'm also going to give you secret number 6. Love your debt. Yeah? So have you guys written those 2 down? Number 5, don't kill your money. And number 6, love your debt. And I'm going to explain this by means of an example. So I want everybody to just look at the board with me. And I'm going to give a very simple example about an asset that you guys have mentioned earlier. Because I was asking what are assets, and some of you are saying real estate. And that's true. Write this down. I'm going to give you a very simple example. So imagine, can everybody play a thought experiment with me? Because if you get this, You're gonna go places. Who's ready? Raise your hand if you're with me right now. Yeah? Okay, cool. So imagine that you have $100,000 in the bank right now. Maybe you have it in the bank because you have taken action upon Project 1 Million and you've made 100K in 3 months. So 3 months from now, you've got that. Or maybe you sold your house. Maybe you saved it up. Maybe you got an inheritance. Whatever the scenario, you have $100,000 in your bank account. Is that picture clear? You guys with me? All right, now imagine this. You have the ability to buy a house. And this house, I'm not gonna say what you're gonna do with this house, but this house comes at an investment of 100K. What will you do? 2 options. Option number 1 is you will pay for this house cash. You put all of your 100,000 in there so that you own this house, no mortgage, no nothing, 100% yours. Option number 2, you will work with the bank and you get a mortgage. And the mortgage, maybe you put 30K down and the mortgage will give you 70K. And then obviously you have to pay this back with interest. So maybe in the end, you pay back 80K. But you utilize the bank to invest in it. Option number 2. What will you choose? Let me know in the chat box. Option number 1, option number 2. Let's see, I see a number 2. Oh, I see option number 3. Oh, I thought option number 3, that's a free spirit answer. But you said buying 3 houses, love it. Very good, get the bank loan, no more ice cream. I don't know what that was in relation to. Okay, I see a lot of 2s. I see a 1 in the midst of many 2s. All right, cool. So let me share with you what from an investor's perspective and a success perspective is the correct answer. And it is in fact number 2. Because what did rule number 5 say? Don't kill your money. And if I was to put all my money in this house, that is killing your money. And I want you guys to write this down. What does killing your money mean? It means that your money does not have the ability to make more money. Write that down. Because do you want to know what is the holy grail of wealth creation? It is being able to have not you create your income, but have your money work for you and create it passively. Does that make sense? We're actually going to talk about passive income creation on day number 4 of the event. Because I want to say this with you guys. You know how you guys all have to set a goal, which is $1 million in 1 year? I now know, now that we have built 2 multi-million-dollar businesses, that we are actually on track of building a $1 billion empire. And I'm saying this to you guys proudly, even though I know that we're not even close. But I know that we're getting there and that it is already done. Why? Because actually something that we're gonna do with real estate. How many of you guys will also like to learn how we are building a $1 billion empire? Who would like to know that? Raise your hand nice and high if you're interested in knowing that. Because if I'm gonna share with you guys how we're doing it, you might do the same, yeah? And that's gonna happen on day number 4, where I'm gonna take your mind beyond the million, so that then after day number 4, you're gonna be like, Project 1 million in 1 year? Huh, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Does that make sense? So we're gonna cover that on day number 4, but it's not gonna help you unless you understand this. So if I was to put all of my money in this house, my money isn't able to make me more money. However, if I work with Buddy Bank and they say, Buddy Bank, I'm putting down whatever I have to put down as a deposit, a principal payment. What can you offer me? The bank says, oh, I offer you this. And then we have 70K still left that we can now multiply. Write this down. This is the thing we don't learn in school. If you want to build wealth, you gotta multiply. Most of us in school, we only learn plus and minus. Just look at your bank account. At the end of the month, plus some money. Through the rest of the month, minus a lot of money. The rich people, they multiply their money. And so here's why that is important. When it comes to the multiplication of something, you are able to grow it. Because imagine this. Now in this scenario, you have chosen option number 2. And you're taking all the knowledge from Project 1 Million and you invest in yourself. You grow your business and you are able to turn this into double the amount. Just do very conservative. We just 2x it. And by the way, I want you guys to know this. We've had so many students that started to work with us, and in only a matter of days, weeks, or months were able to not 2x their business, not 3x their business, not 10x their business, to make hundreds of thousands. I really want to say this, but I want to say it like, I don't want to say it lightly because I'm super proud, but I want you guys to truly understand this. Anyone can do it. Like, I talk about my students a lot because I'm proud of them. I'm like a proud mama duck, like all my ducklings. I'm so proud of you, beautiful ducklings. But I'm also saying this, I'm gonna give you loads of examples during this event so that you can understand that you can do this too. Does that make sense? Are you guys with me? Are you guys understanding what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give this homework. I've never given this as homework before, but just do this. I want you guys to have a look at our website. Like, websites, I'm just gonna say it, are useless, apart for this purpose. I want you guys to copy the link to my website. And I want you to spend a little bit of time before next week we start. Look around for some of the stories of the students. Just check it out. Let me send you another link, because I think this is important. I actually have never done this, and there's so often that I think back and I think like, oh, I should have shared this, I should have shared that. This time I'm actually just gonna do it. I'm gonna give you another link. Where is it? Freedom Lifestyle Creators.co. I think this is the link. Let me just check it. Yeah. Let me send you guys this link. Oh. Sorry for the, oh, not sorry at all. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, here we go. Have a look at this link. Just do this for me, please. Click on both links. Don't do anything with it now. I just want you to watch the stories for one reason and one reason only, that you can see that it's possible for everybody. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, whether you're good with computers, not good with computers. Have a look at it. Just check out what others have done. Because I want you to know, again, that success is a decision. Will you guys do that for me? And actually, not do that for me, do it for you. Because when you watch those stories and you see like, hey, wait a second, this is possible, then I know you're gonna give this event your all. Will you guys do that? Can I ask you guys to make that promise? Just take 5 minutes. 5 minutes, watch a couple of stories. There's videos, there's written text, there's screenshots, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Just have a look. Yeah? Because I want you to know that you can do this too. So when I say 2xing, when you see those stories, you're gonna be like, 2xing is super conservative. As a matter of fact, Simon, who was here earlier, I don't know if he's still here because he's also running his own event, but Simon, when he started with us, it was a couple of months ago, in one day, he 2x'd his investment. Can we just clap it up for Simon? This is like absolutely incredible. He started with us, he invested in 24 hours, less than 24 hours. He 2x'd his business, yeah, his investment with us. So I want you guys to understand that this is conservative, but let's do it conservative, yeah? So if I show you this conservatively, that you also understand how it's then done. So this, imagine this, do you think you can do this? Can you apply everything from Project 1 Million to 2x it? Well, obviously you can. Now imagine what you will then have to do. So say you not killed your money, you have invested this money in yourself, in your business, you're growing your income, you've 2x'd it by the end of the year. Now I'm gonna quiz you guys again. Now from the start, end of the year, you have to pay back your loan, obviously. So let's just say this is 10K per year, easy math. So you pay your yearly 10K. Now you've got 130K left. What would you do? Option number one is you say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna pay the remaining 70K so that I have no more loans and I have 60K left. Sorry, I've got 50K left. Is that correct? I can't even do math anymore. I've got 60K left. Yeah, 60K left. 60K, right? Yeah, 60K. I've got 60K left. Ha, hallelujah, finally. And I'm gonna play this game again. Or option number 2, you're gonna be like, no, I'm gonna carry on playing this game, but I'm gonna use the full 130. What would you do? Let me know in the chat box. Option number 1, you pay off your entire loan and play this game of the business with your 60K left. Or option number 2, you would just carry on doing it with this amount. There is no option number 3. Oh, bless you. Free spirits. Oh, by the way, Anissa's asking, does it matter if we don't have much money to invest? No, it does not. Because I started from 0 as well. I started from -0, if you ask me. So no, that does not matter. If you apply what I'm teaching you during this event, you too can do this. Yeah, so stay with me until the end. Okay, a lot of options too. Okay, awesome. And the, again, correct answer from a success principle is carrying on this game. Because if you were to put it all back in here, it's again killing your money. So just do it again. So this was year number 1. Now, year number 2, let's do it again. We have now 130K. Now assume that we haven't learned anything. We stayed exactly at the same level. And again, we only 2x our business, yeah? Because we want to stay conservative. At the end of the second year, we've again only doubled. By the way, do you guys think that after the second year, you may have actually learned a bit more and you can do more than 2x? Who thinks that? Well, I know that, but we're staying conservative. So we're at the end of the second year. We're gonna pay off our 10K again. So at the end of it, we have 250K, $250,000. Another question for you guys. What will you do now? Will you say, okay, now I only have 60K to pay back. Now I'm actually going to pay it back and I'm going to continue the game with 190K? Or are you going to say, hey, I'm going to just carry on playing this game again? Option number 1 or option number 2? What will you do? Let me know in the chat box. Sandrine says 2. Ellen says exceptional. Thank you for sharing. Number 2. Exactly. You would carry on playing this game. And this is why the 6th rule of success is to indeed love your debt. And this is a weird one, right? Love your debt. What do you mean by that? Because here's the thing. If we didn't work with Buddy Bank, we would have killed our money. Hence, we wouldn't have started with this amount. Hence, we wouldn't have been able to multiply it to the same degree. Does that make sense? And here's what I want you to get. A lot of people are taught, a lot of good people like you and me are taught that all debt is bad. How many of you have ever heard that? Maybe someone that you know said this to you, hey, don't get a loan, don't go in debt because all debt is bad. Thank you for sharing. This is not what the most wealthy people in the world teach their children. What they teach their children is that there are 2 types of debt. How many types? 2 types. When you look at debt, there's 2 types. There is something which is good debt. So you have good debt. And there is also bad debt. That does exist. Bad debt. Now, what is the difference between the 2? The difference is the good debt is when you go in debt to invest in an asset. So what I did, I borrowed money from my parents, I borrowed money from the bank so that I could invest in the biggest asset in the world. What's the biggest asset in the world? Let me know. Yes, you are the biggest asset in the world. And I invested in my biggest asset, which was me. And what did it do? It allowed me to learn things so that I could multiply. Never would I have thought that I would make millions. I think Josie probably didn't think that she would be able to close $1 million just like that. This girl is 23 years old. Like anyone here at the 23, do you think you can close $1 million? Like, awesome, right? But age ain't nothing but a number. So it doesn't matter what your number is. We're old, all extremely old. If you ask me, we're all very old souls. But here's the thing. The good debt is when you invest in yourself or invest in something that is an asset. Bad debt is if you go to the bank or you go somewhere where you borrow money to spend it on a liability. So if you say, hey, I want to buy a flat screen TV and therefore I'm going to go in debt, that's not a thing that will actually make you money. Does that make sense? How many of you are with me? And I want to quote again Grant Cardone. He said something really weird from stage. He stood on stage in front of a beautiful crowd. This was many years ago. And he said to the audience, like, hey, you got to love your debt. Same as what I'm sharing with you guys now, because I learned this from him. You got to love your debt. And he said, you know what? I love my debt so much, almost as much as my wife and my children. He goes. I say, you want to know why? Because my debt is making me money that provides for my wife and my children and my community. And then a lot of people in the crowd, they were like, yeah, but I have a lot of debt. So he said, okay, how much debt do you have? Some people say 5K, some people say 10K, some people say 20K, some people say 50K. He says, not to be disrespectful, but I'm $500 million in debt. $500 million in debt. And that money is making him billions right now. So here's what I want you to take away from this. I am not saying, guys, go invest billions, get billions into debt. No, that's not my message. Do I get that clear? That's not my message. My message is, however, that the way how you think about debt and the way how the most successful people think about debt is maybe different until this point. Because the way how the rich people, the most successful people see it, is that they see it as a money game. It's a money game. It's the way how you can make your multiplication as efficient. And let me tell you one thing. Someone was asking before, what if I have 0? Or in my case, what if you have minus? Then you can do this too. Because here's the way how I did it. I'm not saying anyone here should go and do what Grant Cardone does or should go and do this or do that. No, I'm just wanting you to gain the awareness. Is that clear? Are you guys with me? I want you to gain the right data. Because if you have the right data and you operate on that, you can make better decisions so that you may actually grow your income, your empire, your good life. So what I did, and that's eeny, meeny, mouse level. My level is an eeny, meeny, mouse level. I didn't have the money to invest in myself to get the right mentorship. So I asked my dad, can I borrow some money? I asked the bank, can I borrow some money? And I played the same game. Then 1.5 years later, after I did this, I made my first million. And what I'm trying to say is that had I not loved my debt and gotten into debt to be able to invest in myself and understand that mindset, I wouldn't be here where I am today. Does that make sense? Again, I'm not saying you should go in debt. I'm not saying that at all. How many of you actually would like to learn how to make money from scratch? Raise your hand nice and high if that's you. Actually, how do you grow it? That's what we're going to cover as well. But how many of you now also understand that the way how you think about money, the way how you thought about that, the way how you thought about the money game up to this point was a little bit different? Who's having an aha moment? And who's starting to understand slowly but surely that the way how the rich people teach their children is completely different from what you and me learn in school. That's why the rich get richer and most people struggle to even get by. And that's what we want to stop. Who's with me? Who's with me in creating the financial freedom for you and your family to transform your life so that you may transform other people's lives? And that's what is powerful, which makes me want to share with you the final secret, which is this: have an ROI mindset. You want to have an ROI mindset. What does that mean? that you think not about what is the cost, not about how much time is it going to take me. No, what am I going to get in return? Because yes, it's a huge investment for you guys to sit there, listen to me for 3 whole hours. Ooh la la. Are you guys having a good time though? Who's liking it so far? Crazy person, but it's kind of okay. You're learning something. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Otherwise, I would be speaking to myself. So I appreciate you guys. But what do you get in return? Yes, you're paying, you're investing this precious time in yourself. But what is the return? The return is that this time around, you're actually going to make it. You're actually going to break free. And I say this with power because I believe in you. And I want you to believe in you. I want you to know that you wouldn't be here unless you were meant to be here. Does that make sense? And that you too behold the power to create the most beautiful future for yourself and anyone that you cross paths with. Because that's the way that the Freedom Lifestyle Creators empowers others to do business. Not to make a quick buck, not to persuade and manipulate. No, how to do good and allow that good to bring you abundance. Who's on board with that? Raise your hand nice and high. So it's not about, oh, how much time is it going to cost me? No, what am I getting back? If you are smart, which the rich people are, you invest your time now to save time later. If you are smart, you invest yourself now so that you can make more later. That's the ROI mindset. That you're not thinking about, oh, what is it costing me now? What is it I have to put out? No, what am I getting back for it? And if what you're getting back is more abundant, then that shows you the way of abundance. How many of you are having an aha moment? Who's with me? Who is excited? Raise your hand nice and high. Now, then I'm going to give you the final piece of homework so that all of you now can start prepare yourself for next week. Is that okay? I'm going to take 3 more minutes, roughly 3 more minutes. Is that okay with you guys? And straight after this, what are you guys going to do? What are you guys going to do straight after we finish? Comment in the chat box. You guys are going to go. You guys are going to go live. Exactly. Everybody comment that below. Say, I'm going to go live. All right. Now, this exercise is one of the most exciting exercises that I have created very early on in my entrepreneurial game. And it was basically called the Skept. Now, mind you, the Skept, oh, I didn't write that right in the right way. Let me just write it better. I want to write it down in the way that I want you guys to write it down. And that's as follows. So cross this out. I want you to take an entire page for yourself. And I want you to write down the S. I want you to write down the K. I want you to write down the E. I want you to write down the P. And I want you to write down the T. SKEPT. Where S stands for skill sets. What skills do you have? K, knowledge. What is the knowledge that you have accumulated ever since you were a little kid? E, what are the experiences that you have had in your life? P, what is your passion? Are you passionate about singing, dancing, eating, cooking, transforming people, listening to people, whatever it is, what you're passionate about? And number 5, talents. What are your talents? And what I want you to do over the next few days until we start with day number 1 on Wednesday, the 1st of October, is I want you to create an entire list where you write down all of your skill sets. And by the way, when you do this, don't be humble. I love when someone is humble, but in this exercise, thou shalt not be humble. Is that okay? You will be like, you'll be not humble. I don't know what the opposite is. You'll be bold. What are all the skill sets? Like, really think about it. What skills do you have? I can whistle. No, that's a skill set. Write it down. I can ride my bicycle very well. Write that down. Like, go all the way wild. Knowledge. What is knowledge that you've learned in school? What's knowledge that you've learned from seminars, from books, from the street, from the educational system? Write all the knowledge that you have. By the way, when I say write the knowledge down, I'm not saying that you should be the most expert in it. Just what do you have knowledge about? As a matter of fact, some of you may even write down entrepreneurial knowledge from just what we've learned today. Because you got the knowledge, you don't have to be the best. You just have to be able to bring out the best in others is what you're going to learn during this event. So write down all the knowledge, experiences. What have you experienced in life? Is there anybody here who's ever experienced difficulty in a relationship? Anybody? Difficulty in communication, maybe toxic energy, could be a friendship, could be a romantic partner, whatever it is. And is there anybody that as a cost of that, you didn't feel empowered? Maybe you didn't feel confident anymore. And you're like, how do I get myself out of this? How do I find my power back? Maybe the way how you did it is you got out of that crazy relationship and you ran very far because it was not the right person for you, not the right friend, not the right partner. Or maybe you found a way to actually communicate well and now you're the best of friends. Also possible. But here's the question. How many people do you think in this world today may face something similar and would love to know how you did it? Does that make sense? Whatever you have experienced, maybe you have had a journey, a confidence journey, a spiritual awakening. Write it all down because these experiences matter. Next, passion. Again, it could be any passion. I like to make jokes, and some of you find them funny, and some of you don't. But I still like it though. Is that okay? That's one of my passions. So write them all down and all of your talents. Sometimes people ask me, what's the difference between skills and talents? I usually say that skills is kind of the things that you've learned along the way, and talents are maybe things that were more natural to you ever since you were a little kid. But if you don't know if it's a skill or a talent, you just smush them together and you have the ST column as one. Does that make sense? So guess what you're going to be left with? You're going to have a list with tens of things, maybe hundreds of things, because you're not going to be humble. You're going to write it all down. That's step number one. Are you guys clear on step number one? Now, step number two. You're going to go through every single step and you're going to ask yourself one question. And the question is, can I help a lot of people with this or not? So I like to whistle. I'm good at whistling. Actually, I'm not, but I'm just doing this as an example. I can whistle very well. Can I help a lot of people with this? I don't think so. So that one does not make it to the next round. I have a skill set to train people to make a lot of money. Can I help a lot of people with that? Yes, I do. Okay, that makes it to the next. So you're going to go through all of this step by step. You're going to go through all of these elements until you've gotten a shorter list. Then you're going to do it again, and you're going to shortlist it again until you are left with the 5 most helpful SCEPT elements. The 5 elements with which you have deemed that you can help most people with. And those 5 you share with me and your leader as part of your family, so that we can then help you how to turn that into branding elements. Does that sound good? Are you guys with me? But there's one more thing to it. In order to truly transform your SCEPT to a list of 5 things and then turn it into branding pillars, you also need to make another list where you're going to write down your core values. What are your core values? For us, one of our biggest core values is family values. Honesty, freedom, love, respect. So I want you to make a list of 5 core values as well. And then that list you share with us. So 5 SCEPT elements plus 5 core values. And then you share that with us so that we can advise you how to turn it into branding pillars. Is that clear with you guys? And let me tell you one thing. Once you have your branding pillars, during the event next week, you're going to pick one branding pillar that you are going to monetize during or closely after this event. Is that clear? So those of you who want to plan ahead, already start thinking. Make sure that that thing that you want to monetize is actually in this list. Yeah? Are you guys with me? Who's going to do this SCEPT exercise? Raise your hand nice and high. All right. Now, with that being said, we have come to the end of the first pre-training session. Please give yourselves a big hoo-ha-hoo, and another one, hoo-ha-hoo, and another one, hoo-ha-hoo. Awesome. Now, I just want to ask you guys a quick question. Who's enjoyed yourself so far? Comment below and say yes if you enjoyed yourself. Who's learned something today? Raise your hand and give me a smile. Now, let me tell you one thing. You ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing. This is just scratching the surface. Because the next week, 5 days, you are going to transform so much that by the end of this event, you will not even recognize the version of yourself that entered this event. And the only way that that's really going to happen is if two things. Number one, you're going to come for all of the days live. So comment below and say, I'm going to be here all of the days. Comment that below. And number two is that you do the homework, especially the live video. And I cannot say it to you guys yet, because as my dad says, write this down as the final quote of today. He says this: truth can't be learned. It's something one must experience. Truth can't be learned. It's something one must experience. So I can give you 1,000 reasons why you should go live, but you will not understand it unless you do it. Because here's the thing. I remember Paulo coming to his first event, not daring to do videos. Now, this guy is everywhere. If I go to Facebook, Instagram, maybe he not in the last few weeks because of personal situations, but besides that, everywhere. Going out there as a pro. I can't get rid of the guy, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? And that started by him putting himself out there. I remember Betty. Betty didn't even have an Instagram channel. She made it during the event. Now, she's going, make videos, make different things. She's incredible. And not only is she doing it herself, she said, son, you come with me. You do the same thing. Build your business. None of this will happen unless you put yourself out there. You apply yourself. So again, final time for today's session. Who wants results? Raise your hand nice and high. Because it's one thing to just say it. It's another thing to do it. So I want you to raise your hand nice and high, proud. Point to yourself and say, I will go live. I will go live. Because I'm old-fashioned. And what that means is that when you say something, you're going to do something. And that's how you're going to get results. So everybody comment below and say, I'm going to go live. As scary as it may be, click on the darn thing, share your words. And let me say one thing. Even if you just say hello on your live video, that is already going to make a difference. Yeah? And if you don't know how to do it, I'm going to also send everybody an instruction in the mentorship channel on how to go live so that every one of us can do it. And let me smoothen the deal. Let me make it even more yummy for you guys. I'm going to give away another 10 VIP tickets for the 10 best live videos. Who's willing to win that? Who wants a VIP ticket? All right. So who's going to go live? All of you guys. So on that note, I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for being here on the pre-training. Like I said before, you want not just to be there on the entire event, you want to do the homework, you want to actively participate in the families, and truly allow this experience to change your life. So I see you guys next week on the first day, Wednesday, the 1st of October, but I won't see you next week only. I will see you guys right now, live in the group. So thank you guys so much, and see you later, alligator!